coming on. You know.
Live streaming is on.
By the way, Paris, we're doing it live. Fuck it. We're doing it live. Fuck it. I sent out, you know me. I sent out the back signal, so they're either coming or not. So, but the back signal.
That's what she said. Sorry, couldn't resist.
It's all right. I watched The Office too. But yeah, if they come or not, it's either way. So oh, okay. So y'all ready to get started?
Just give me a second. Give me a second.
You started the live stream, nigga. We already started. The fuck?
I know, but let me get us all situated.
Give me a few. Give me like half a minute.
Don't mind me. I just got them smoking.
You know,
Like
I always thought smoking a cigarette looked gay. I always did.
I don't do cigarettes. I don't fuck with nothing remotely related to tobacco. But I was dead ass outside smoking and listening to Gangsta's Paradise.
Yeah.
I had to light one up for that one because damn, that came out of fucking nowhere.
That really did. I was literally setting up and I seen Coolio died. I said, wow. You know it's starting to feel real when people from our childhood start kicking the bucket. Like people we know.
That I was just saying that earlier. Like, bro, my childhood is literally dying. Like, this is I don't know what to call this feeling.
I'm gonna tell you this right now, and knock on wood. If one of my favorite wrestlers dies, y'all not gonna hear from me.
And for the sake of not jinxing anyone in particular, don't say his name.
That's why I said knock on wood, and that's why I said if one of my favorite wrestlers dies.
Man, listen.
I might.
If a certain one, if a certain one, just I'm straight up gonna cry. I'm not even gonna. No shame. I'm just straight up gonna cry.
You know what's funny? And I forgot. I forgot what celebrity it was, but I think it was either.
Hello?
Yep.
Y'all can hear me good?
Yeah, I can hear you well.
All right.
I think it was Betty White. When Betty White passed away, and people was like giving her condolences, and this pro-black man was just like, I don't know why y'all just doing all that over a white woman. Y'all didn't do that to none of our black girls. I was like, first of all,
get the fuck off.
I said, it's not even about, black or white right here. It's just you like the person. And
plus, if you know anything about Betty White's history, she's actually stood up for black people.
Yes. Yes. And I said, I don't care who it is. And I'm not going to say the wrestler's name here. I said, if this wrestler died, I definitely will be bawling because he's one of my. It's like, but I felt the same way about John Witherspoon when he passed away, Chadwick Boseman. It's like, nigga, I said, Kobe Bryant died, and like, if anybody that said a bad thing about Kobe, niggas, and they dragged him and canceled. It's like somebody lost their career because he said a bad thing about Kobe.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I forgot the name of the person. But I know they mentioned. I know the interview you're talking about. I forgot the name of the person, but they mentioned the whole thing about Kobe. I guess cheating on his wife or whatever. Had a white girl. Claimed he raped her or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, you talking about the interview with Lisa Leslie? That was Gayle King. I was talking about the comedian Ari Shaffir, but you see how like black men got on Gayle King, and even people that wasn't a Kobe fan but just respected Kobe, like they all got at her. And then like Oprah tried to motherfucking defend her girl, which in hindsight I expected her to. You're like, she isn't doing well. It was like, why the fuck will you bring up Kobe's case after he fucking dies and some shit like that?
And then above all that shit, just have some fucking respect for the dead. Disregard not to say who Kobe Bryant was. It wasn't important, but disregarding who this was. This goes for anybody. Have some respect for the dead.
Yeah, and people tried to cancel Snoop because he called Gail a fucking dog head ass bitch, and it's like, and black men, we was for it, but some of the women was just like, I can't believe you said that to a woman. I was like, what?
Have you not listened to Snoop Dogg's music?
It's not even that. It was just like she disrespected, and Snoop a diehard Laker fan, and he was very close with Kobe. So
Right.
I expected that. I was like, I expected that. So, and then people try to cancel him. I was like, fuck out of here. It was like, he has the right to be angry. And, they had to make that nigga apologize. So,
Shit.
So, all right, you ready, Clarence?
Oh yeah, I'm ready.
And we are live. Welcome everybody to another episode of You Know What? Let me just say podcast. I am your host, Ray. With me as always, we have Dion.
Good evening.
And we have Shining Wolf.
Greetings and salutations.
So, gentlemen, how has your week have been? I just finished The Masked Singer. I like the way this new season has kind of been going off. Shit.
I don't like that new format. I don't.
You don't? I like it.
No. I like how they did it in the first couple of seasons, but like the way they do it now is
that one goes home and the others stay.
Yeah.
I think I know why. Because someone you might like and you might see them win, they might go home.
Right.
I like that. But the Heart, I don't know if you saw tonight's episode. The Heart, she sang her ass off. So
don't tell me I didn't watch it yet. I was watching AEW. I'm gonna watch Masked Singer on Hulu tomorrow.
Oh, then I won't tell you anything after that. But let's get on to some of the topics. How do y'all feel about I'm gonna start with some of the easy ones. How do y'all feel about the Woman King? And we was kind of talking about it. It flopped in theaters, but if you seen some of the commercials, they're talking about how it was a hit. Come to find out.
When they say it was a hit, they talking about the critic scores on Rotten Tomatoes. Probably Rotten Tomatoes most. That's the only one I really people really talk about for real. But I'm pretty sure there's other ones that probably got some good reviews on. I hear it's like a good movie. It's just that like people have issues with the revisionist history.
Did they get some things wrong?
Yeah. The fact that the homies was trying to quit the slave trade, they really was not.
I'm sorry.
And are you laughing at the homies?
The homies, yes.
Cause you the homie.
Yeah.
Because you
the
homie.
Fist bump.
Slavery was started by the homies.
The homies. It was my homies that put me into slavery, man.
Who put you into slavery? The homies.
The homies. Man, it was the homies. They did me wrong. They were supposed to be my homies.
That's me.
No, they were supposed to be the homies. Not just
homies.
Not just any homies, the homies.
I'm never going to hear that word in any sense ever again and not laugh.
I'm not going to lie. When Clarence first told me that the name was the homies, I said, you got to be shitting me. The homies. And it's been like this running joke in my head. It's like everything started with the homies.
Stop it.
Exactly. It's funny as shit. But
Stop it.
Go ahead, Shiny Wolf.
If you want to know who put your ancestors into slavery?
Shut up.
It was the homies. The homies did it. It was the homies.
Shut the fuck up.
With a side, they were selling niggas with a side of palm oil.
Mm.
That's not a joke though. They were doing that.
But
But yeah, but the part that's revisionist is they had it where it's like they was fighting to like kind of like end it, kind of stop slavery, and they're like having so like the white man came to colonize them. There's like the white man was fucking with them because they was having a squabble over something. I can't remember what it was exactly. But what they were doing was they was stealing slaves from places that was protected from by France. And of course France couldn't have that shit. They had to make an example out of their asses. But they was taking slaves, they was taking slaves from places that were protected by them.
I mean, yeah. I mean, don't
There was
get
a
me
lot of other
wrong.
little more political. There was other more political stuff that was going on in between that as well, because you know nobody just does anything out of kindness of their heart. Like, oh, you taking our Negroes? You know they don't give a. You know they still don't give a fuck about that. That was like reason number 2, or three.
You know what? Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, I don't know about y'all. Is like, does that movie still, even like with the commercials and all that stuff, does it still interest you to like want to see it?
I mean, it looks and go ahead.
No, I was just saying the primary reason I want to see it just because Viola Davis was in it.
I like Viola Davis.
Oh, did y'all know that fucking Lupita was supposed to be the protagonist, but when she found out the history, she couldn't do it. She couldn't bring herself to do it.
Good for
You can look
Lupita.
at you can look it up. You see her crying and everything. I think because her great grandmother was abducted by the homies or whatever. That's not supposed to be funny.
It's not funny. I'm sorry. That's on me. That's on me.
You know we immature up in here, man. Come on.
Hell, my grandpa was killed by the homies.
Oh man,
Stop that shit. Oh shit.
they were
Don't say that
supposed to
again.
be the homies though. How? What?
Oh. Oh man, but good for Lupita. I'm glad.
I'm too high for this shit. Oh shit.
Yeah, that's something that you could actually look online. That's not hearsay. That's tangible facts right there.
I totally believe you. I totally.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I've read, and I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm really late when I've read this. That when Zoe Saldana did Nina Simone, and I didn't know she apologized for doing the film. So she was just like, I should have never did that shit. It was a mistake on her end, and she was like totally apologetic and shit.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't. You know, she has a point though. She should have never did that, but because you know how people feel about colorism, even though it's true,
Right.
and
Right.
colorism and all that shit. The last thing you need to do is reinforce, someone's proof about colorism and shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's like anybody else could have done that.
But what I found strange about the whole the Woman King though is people are actually trying to turn, like, if you look on the internet, a lot of people are actually trying to turn these homie warriors into heroes or whatever. They look at a man like a hero light, and I was like, they was ruthless, but like I don't know if they was good for anything other than being ruthless.
Well,
I don't know if that's hero material. We ain't gonna look at fucking look at who. I don't know. Who was badass killer but was like ruthless. But it was a badass killer, so that's a plus though.
300.
300. I don't know if we want to look at them as moral figures or heroes. We just look at them as like, soldiers,
Badass.
killers,
Yeah, just
badass killers.
Badass killers.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that pops in my head, other than if we're going by like Greek gods, Achilles.
Yeah, but at least he slayed I mean, I guess anybody could be a hero within the context of their culture. Like a lot of heroes are like they slayed this beast that was giving our village a problem, so now that person's a hero, Or he fights for our army. He or she fights for our army, so they in that culture's eyes, they're a hero.
Yeah, because the only other one I can think of is
Yeah.
Beowulf, but that's also another fictional story. That
Yeah, but
even-
to nigga, yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, but I said, but to niggas at large, the homies were not fucking heroes because they was taking your ass and probably killing a lot of you too.
Goddamn, killed by the homies.
Because they used to take those slaves and they would offer them up to somebody, to the king or whatever. They used to offer them up to the king as a sacrifice, not to a god but to the king, which they tried to make into a little bitch in this movie. Because he's a male. Because he's a male. So all male have to be. You know how Hollywood is currently. If you don't, you pay better attention.
That was another reason why like a lot of men was like, don't go see this movie because they was emasculating the fucking black men or the king or something.
Well,
like
the king was emasculated, and that wasn't the case in real life. That nigga was called the slave king. That motherfucker was ruthless. He was ruthless. The homies were ruthless. They weren't trying to go out here and save niggas. That is not what happened in real life. They was trying to sell your ass because their economy was built around slavery. That palm oil did not make them nearly as much money as selling niggas. Period. You can look the shit up. The shit is out there. There's like lots of sources where they tell you the exact same thing. Some people will make excuses by saying, well, there was other cultures that was doing it too, as far as like other African kingdoms and stuff. But they were the people in this. They was like the niggas to go to.
They were so the homies was the fuck.
They were. You know how you have that weed man that just give you that good shit.
Like I said, he was the plug.
He was the homies were the plug. They was the plug for the transatlantic slave trade.
I know a couple of homies, they the plug out here. You need some real good niggas. I know where to get them.
I know where to get them.
Get some.
They give you some real sturgy niggas, ones that work the field real good on.
Yeah, man. You need somebody to really pick cotton for you out there. I know where to get them. Some Mandingo fighters. Oh, I know. Oh yeah, they got them too. Some strong niggas.
We got some real sturdy niggas over there in the homie kingdom.
Yeah, get two and you get some palm oil for free. It's like a side hustle. Is it? Yo, you also want some palm oil and some shit like that, nigga? It's just
man. They used to sell niggas for guns, cloths, and liquor.
I did remember you telling me that. I actually remember you telling me that. So
that's one reoccurring thing they keep on. Every source will tell you they sold niggas for guns, liquor, other little materials and stuff.
So
because the homies needed them guns, man.
Yeah.
You know what? The irony is, in every hood, there's a liquor store and a gun store. It's a liquor store and a gun store. It just really, history really does repeat itself.
But man, Yeah,
boy.
they like I even see these little blurs talking about like it's funny how black progressive black liberals would eat up pretty much anything that white people give them.
Oh, I hate it.
If they put it in a certain, if white people put it in a certain frame, black progressives, black liberals will really eat up almost anything. Because you know that movie was made by two white women, right?
Yeah.
Two white women were the writers.
Oof.
Niggas really ought to be a fucking shame of themselves. I'm sorry. I gotta keep it real. I feel like niggas should be ashamed of themselves. Like it's one thing. It's one thing to be like, okay, this is a movie about history, something that happened. I want to see it. It's well put together. You know, it brings up a conversation. I want to see it. But when you start trying to make heroes out of these the homies and shit, or these the warrior women, I'm like heroines and shit. I'm like, these motherfuckers were not heroes. They're not hero worthy. They got niggas talking about some of the blurs on the little blur comp page talking about some. Oh, I'm going to cosplay the homies. I was like, all right, I ain't going because I ain't trying to get taken in slavery.
I hope you get jumped. I hope they ass get jumped. That's all I got to say about that.
It's
You want
like
to jump the homies? Oh my god, I'm having too much fun with this.
But I'm like,
shit.
I don't mind it being a movie. Like, I don't mind making movies about controversial topics or controversial things because it brings up a discussion, and I believe in the art and artistic freedom to do shit like that. But
Be accurate with your shit.
be accurate with the shit. You trying to sell these motherfuckers as if they was heroes or some shit, and they were not, or they had a change of heart at the last minute. I'm like, no, they did not have a change of fucking heart. The motherfuckers was trying hard to sell that shit because at around the point where they fought the French, slavery had been abolished, but they was released by the transatlantic slave trade. And they were still trying to sell that. They were still trying to sell people as slaves because that's, like I said, that's what they made their money off of. That was their primary source. So to just stop like that was a problem for them.
Yeah, for one thing, if that's your main way of making money, it's kind of hard to stop making that. Stop,
Doing that, yeah.
Yeah, stop doing that and shit. So I can see
Like,
that. Yeah,
it's
most
like a
people,
dude trying to walk away from the game.
Nah, most people don't. They'll run that shit to the ground.
Yeah.
But I said try.
Yeah, right.
I did say try.
Any last words? Any last word before we move on to our next topic?
Anybody?
Nope. Okay. On to our next topic. And this one, I thought D Wolf would be here for, but we're gonna talk about anyway. Y'all seen the trailer for Deadpool 3?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so what did y'all think about the trailer for Deadpool 3?
Hugh Jackman is back. They can't keep that nigga away. Or better yet, the road can't stay away from Hugh Jackman. He always get called back to Wolverine. Now they say they bringing him back just for this Deadpool movie, but we'll see because it's like they gonna try to get his ass to be in another MCU movie probably if the movie's hot enough,
I feel
There ain't too many actors that could pull off that look.
A lot of people have been saying Carl Urban for The Boys.
Yeah, he do look the type. He looked the type, but I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I think we should give people a chance because people say he's the definitive Wolverine, but I'm like, there is no other Wolverine on screen. Like
True.
everybody else that depicted Wolverine has only done it in like voice acting.
Right.
There's been no other live action Wolverine. They could probably get some new blood to do it, like the guy that was in The Boys or whatever his name is. I think he could do it.
Carl Urban.
Yeah. I think he has the look. He's real gritty. He has the real gritty looking look. I don't know how tall he is, but he don't look as tall as Hugh Jackman to me.
I mean, Wolverine is short anyway.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like he could probably do because he don't come off as very tall to me, so that could probably work. He got black hair, dark brown hair, black hair. He already fit the aesthetic for the most part.
Right. Damn. Wow. Why all the best heroes got to be some short, angry motherfucker?
I don't know, but I think it's a good idea. I think it's a good idea because I know that
Hold on. Ray, whatever you want to say it because I can literally hear the gears grinding about a short, angry joke toward me.
Oh no! I was gonna
I,
say Carl Urban is actually 6'1". That's what I was gonna say.
oh he's 6'1".
uh,
Ooh, so he's not short at all then.
Yeah, like dead ass. I was looking up his height, so he's 6'1". So
Yeah, well he
yeah,
playing Frenchie. He got that coat on all the time.
yeah.
Make him look a little bit shorter than he is.
covers him up some so you don't
And
Yeah.
see like true like mm,
Hugh
mass.
Jackman is 6'3". So Hugh Jackman is 6'3". So yeah, I think nobody's gonna miss 2 inches of height. I guess.
Hmm.
Two
Yeah.
inches don't make that much of a difference.
I was about to say there's a dirty joke in there for
but yeah, I know that Ryan Reynolds probably just really want him to be in the movie because he never really got to do a proper Wolverine and Deadpool dynamic because that other movie where they was in there together was not done correctly
That
at
wasn't
all.
it. That wasn't it. That
I
absolutely
know.
was not it.
Not
You
even
know what's
close.
He
you
still
know what's
regrets
sad?
doing that.
Hmm.
You know what's sad about that? I actually
What?
liked the movie except for the Deadpool part.
Yeah, me too. The movie wasn't bad at all.
The movie wasn't bad at all, but that
The
Deadpool
movie
part
wasn't bad at
does
all.
kill it.
Yeah, that part, yeah, fucked it up.
It's like of
There's
all the
one
things you can do,
other.
of all the things
There's,
you can do, he
yeah.
fucking put his mouth shut. I'm like, oh my god. So,
Had Blaze come out, it was almost he was a goddamn Baraka or some shit. I was like, what the fuck?
yeah, I was disappointed about that too. Yeah, it was just like So, but I think a lot. I just don't want people to like delve too deep in it because it is a Deadpool movie. I just expect it to be funny and action packed. I don't really care about how it fits into the timeline. I don't know if anybody else
Yeah.
feels like that. I was like, because my reaction is, who cares? It's Deadpool.
Facts.
Right. I do expect a costume though.
And the
You expect a
way.
great costume.
Hmm?
Oh, you're talking about we're finally going to get the yellow Wolverine costume in live action.
Yellow,
Yellows.
yeah, yellow and black or something like that. Yellow, black, brown, black. You know that orangish brown joint he used to have back in like
Yeah.
the
I know
80s.
exactly what
Yeah.
you mean. I know exactly what you mean.
The Wolverine and the X-Men shows. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm expecting that like the joint that they showed at the end of that one Wolverine movie.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm expecting to see that. Like because it fits the tone of the current environment because we ain't doing that thing where everybody got being like some black leather and that's like the rugged way to do a superhero. We taking them as they is for the most part, at least aesthetically. We make it a little bit like more of a padded armor thing instead of like a tights thing or spandex thing. But
It's one of
they,
the reasons why the first Spider-Man movie with Tobey Maguire was so good because of how spot on that fucking costume was.
yeah, they took it as it was and made it work in real life instead of being ashamed of it and shit.
How else? I mean, how else were they going to do Spider-Man? It's like,
Yeah,
at least
you
that's how I
can't.
look at it. How else was they going to do Spider-Man?
Yeah, you can't really do it no other way. He's too much of an icon for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Disney found ways. Mind you, they've done it in good ways, but they found ways to make his costume look a little different, like every time.
Yeah.
I'm going to say this is like because I feel like if they'd have done that, and even back then, it'd have had the same kind of treatment Sonic did, where everybody was like, "Oh hell no,
Right.
They bullied. They
you're going."
literally bullied the damn creators of that movie, and it changes Sonic's appearance. Oh my
Right.
god, that's historical right there.
You
That's
don't
some
mess with
history
Sonic
making
fans.
shit.
You do not mess with Sonic fans. They want their boy right, so it's just like
They want them right or very close to right. If you like,
You don't
they
understand.
not like Marvel fans. They're not like Marvel fans.
This
You
is
can't take too
video
many
game
liberties.
fans as a whole who were just like, oh fuck no. Look, we all remember the nightmare that was that Super Mario movie.
Yeah, that was
No
terrible.
one wanted to go through that again, bro. No one
I'm not
wanted to
gonna
go through
lie.
Yeah.
that
I'm not
again.
gonna lie. That movie's a guilty pleasure of mine.
Oh
It's
yeah.
it's
But
bad, but I fucking watch it.
Oh
me
my
too. Me too
god.
though. But Marvel. Not Marvel. My bad. Nintendo wasn't allowing anybody else to touch their intellectual properties as far as film because of that shit.
I agree. Yeah, I mean, I don't blame them.
Yeah,
So it seems
right,
so
that's what I was about to say.
so the fact that a Mario movie is even coming out is kind of bad.
Shit, Ryan Reynolds is in that.
Is he? No,
He's Mario.
no.
No. You think about Star-Lord, dude.
No, that's Chris Pratt. Oh damn.
Yeah, Chris
Ryan
Yeah.
Pratt.
Reynolds is in there somewhere, I think.
No, I don't
I
think
don't
Ryan
know.
Reynolds is in that movie. Chris Pratt is
Someone.
Mario. The guy from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. He's Luigi, and I know Seth Rogen is Donkey Kong or some shit like that. But
Why does that suit him?
I thought they was gonna put a black man as Donkey Kong, but
Bah.
it was just. I'm pretty sure like people would have said that's racist, but as a black man
I,
that like gorillas,
Yeah, I
I,
think
I'd be like, hey, I
they talking about making Goku a black man in the movies. I
leave,
said, oh, they just looking for
leave
an
Dragon Ball
excuse.
alone. Nope. Leave Dragon Ball alone. No.
oh,
Oh,
he's
No.
ready. No,
Disney does have rights. Disney
he's ready.
did.
No, I'm going to
Leave
be
that
on
shit
because
alone.
nobody is ready for Frieza. Whoever the fuck plays Frieza, calling Goku a motherfucking monkey, and we not ready for that. We not ready. Even though he does it in the fucking anime, and don't care how correct it is, ain't nobody ready for a black man being called a monkey.
What about transforming into a monkey?
Exactly. We not
No.
ready for
Transforming.
that. We is not
That's
ready for that.
worse.
That's racist.
That nigga is a great ape.
He's a great. It's like
We need to change the subject. Oh my god. This is getting bad.
but you know I'm right. It's like everybody that watched Dragon Ball Z is like, yo, why a black man gotta be 8? He was like that and then just like all the fans is like, he's like that in the fucking movie, but it's just like something wrong about that.
That's just a disaster waiting to happen. Disaster waiting to happen. Disaster waiting to fucking happen.
But that's going to be a hilarious disaster.
And Frieza is literally racist again. Frieza is literally
He's literally racist, and that's the funny part. Like even in Dragon Ball Super, they just like went full on racist with Frieza. Just hello monkeys. It's just wow.
No chill. Just
This is your new
here you
ruler.
go.
It's like this is your new ruler, Frieza. He goes, hello monkeys. And then
Ironically,
I just say, well, this is what we go.
ironically, now he's black too.
Oh man, oh my god, I hollered when I seen
Black
Frieza.
Black Frieza, new form. What happened to Frieza just straight up transforming into different forms? Now he just changing colors.
He went from gold. Why is it like gold to black? I just want to know.
I
It
don't
just looked
know.
like that someone drew him in black and white and said "fuck it,"
I think
Right,
that's what
right.
they did. They probably just said "fuck it."
and
From the
and
manga.
just colored certain parts of his body purple.
Right, like the little I don't know, the little things that look like shiny jewels on his head and chest.
Oh
Orbs,
my!
orbs or whatever. Like just,
Yeah.
uh,
I've been loving the Black Freezer memes too because them shits was hella funny.
That nigga had some Nikes on. He
This nigga had
nigga had some
some.
Jordans on.
I was like, oh wow, they really going full. Oh man.
Comedy gold.
I got a picture of him with a do rag on holding a bottle of fucking Hennessy. I can't. I'm just scrolling through Google Images.
Oh man.
But yeah,
Oh shit!
the whole Deadpool Wolverine joint, I like it. Like I like it. I was like, as long as they get him back for one movie, cause I do kind of want to see somebody else play Wolverine, but then they might, knowing Disney, they might botch that if they did get a new person to play Wolverine. So it's like,
Hey, motherfuckers are already trying to talk them into hiring Kiki Palmer to play Rogue. So
You was
yeah,
for that too. You was for
she,
that too.
yeah, she actually
I
looks like her though. She actually looked like her a little bit though. That's the thing. Like it's for me, it's more about being in the character's likeness. Like if you just pick a nigga to play a white character and they look nothing like the character, it don't really do nothing for me as far as like feeling the nostalgia or feeling like they brought this character to life. It is like they just pick some random ass motherfucker just to be
it's
for
why
diversity's sake.
Samuel Jackson as Nick Fury works so well.
Well, that works because no one gives a shit about Nick Fury before. Just no one just gave a shit about Nick Fury yet because
But
he wasn't a
right,
popular character yet.
but Samuel Jackson brought life to that motherfucker.
Yeah, he did because Samuel Jackson is full of life. that motherfucker.
And Samuel Jackson's a great actor. Which, by the way,
hmm
he also has a movie coming out under Marvel, and that looks good too. So
Oh yeah, they got a Nick Fury movie coming out.
yeah.
It's gonna beat the Baywatch guys movie. Because do you know they had a, a Nick Fury movie before that that was done by the actor for Nick Fury was that dude from Baywatch.
Zac
Never
Efron?
watched.
Zac Efron?
Hmm.
Zac Efron or The Rock?
No, the original Baywatch. It
Oh,
was
David
like
Hasselhoff.
yeah, David. Yeah, there you go, David
Oh,
Hasselhoff.
okay. I didn't watch the Baywatch TV show, so I didn't know who the fuck you were talking about.
I did. It's like, but you only think it's like first thing that comes to my mind when I think of Baywatch is Pam Anderson, then David Hasselhoff, and then Tracy Bingham, who is black. Who's probably like the only black girl on the show. But you actually had to watch Baywatch to even care about that. But I was there for the titties. But or as Jerry the King Lawyer would say, puppies, because he used to come on
Of course.
puppies. Uh, but what was I about to ask? Do you after like this previous phase that I feel like a lot of people didn't like because they've been calling it the MCU and a lot of the shows that been coming out, people been lukewarm about them. People hate the fuck. I've seen people hate the fuck out of She-Hulk now. So, do you feel like with Black Panther, this Nick Fury movie, and the Deadpool, do you feel like they might actually like bring people back?
I heard that after Secret
Yeah.
Wars, there's gonna be a reboot. I actually heard leaks about that.
Reboot for what?
MCU a reboot.
No.
Yeah, because you gotta think about it. Regardless of how progressive we try to think and talk and shit, people only really give a shit. En masse, people only really give a shit about the star characters. Star Marvel characters being Spider-Man, X-Men, somewhat Iron Man. Iron Man now people care about Iron Man now, but people ain't used to. But he's still like the star characters of Marvel though. They're like the pillars of Marvel. Spider-Man, X-Men, Hulk, Captain America, Iron Man, and then when I
And for
say
some
Captain
reason, the
America,
Fantastic Four.
yeah, Fantastic Four, and when I say Iron Man, I mean Tony Stark Iron Man in particular. I mean Steve Rogers. Yeah, people take on the mantle of those characters, but it's only for like a short period of time. It's like for a year, and in comic books, a year isn't a lot of time as far as within the lore. It's not a lot of time that took place. They might have had like fucking 10 books of that character throughout the 80-year history or however long that particular comic book has ran.
I don't know about y'all, but I do not want to sit through another reboot of fucking Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I said this before Tom Holland, and
Yeah, I
I
feel you.
not even knowing how good Tom Holland was. I was like, we just got through Toby, we just got through Andrew Garfield. Can we let that character just sit for like 10 years?
Well, Spider-Man just rebooted himself for real. He
Again,
rebooted. He just rebooted his
You know
existence, and
what?
now, yeah.
Oh man,
If you think about No Way Home's ending, he
right.
rebooted. That's another reboot if you think about it.
I'm a little mad
I love Spider-Man, but
how that ended.
hmm
I love Spider-Man. I really
I'm
do.
actually I'm actually glad they went that direction because now he's becoming the more independent Spider-Man that has been throughout the history of Spider-Man, pretty much.
I'd rather them continue the story than just reboot the goddamn series and shit.
Yeah, it's continuing, but it's also a soft reboot at the same time. Because now no one knows who he is, right? No one knows who he is. He's without Tony Stark, so he has to be more independent now. He's off on his own. His Aunt May's dead, even though I didn't necessarily agree with killing off Aunt May because he needs
Right.
somebody. Because Peter Parker always had somebody to latch onto, and Aunt May is somebody that he has to latch onto because Mary Jane, he break up with Mary Jane and get with other girls. Like in the comic books, Mary Jane was the more reoccurring one he used to go back and forth with, but she's never like always there. You know what I mean?
I agree.
And Aunt May was always the person that was always there, no matter what. Harry, not always there, because they have their beefs and shit. So I don't necessarily agree with that choice, but I do like the fact that they kind of like making him more independent and giving him more of his struggles that kind of make the character really.
Are they going to introduce Miles Morales into the MCU at some point?
Probably, more likely, yeah.
I want them to.
I okay. I'm.
I don't like.
That was funny.
Mhm.
Not to cut you off, but I've noticed that people are just kind of 50-50 about Miles Morales. I've noticed that.
You've already started this multiverse thing. They're apparently expanding on the Spider Verse idea in the MCU. Miles Morales has to come into play at this point.
Oh, it's going to happen. I guarantee you. I will literally like bet one of y'all money on that that they will put him on there. But
You probably win that bet
Hold
because
on.
I'm bad at
Right.
I'm bad at gambling. You probably win that bet.
Right.
yeah, I'm pretty sure they will do it. But the question is when, and
When and how.
also, but like I'm really more concerned about when they like me personally. I'm more concerned about when they going to introduce fucking Black Cat because they ain't never have. Black Cat is pretty much a constant reoccurring character in Spider-Man, and they ain't put her in one movie yet, and we have like 3 reboots already.
Who would you want to play as? Who would you want that play? Who would you want to be Black Cat?
A badass bitch. That's all.
A badass bitch.
Yeah, because she's a badass bitch. That's what she is. She's a badass bitch with super soldier serum and cat suit with hair around the collar.
Hmm. Would you
That's
care if she's a would you care if she was a white woman or a black woman?
um.
I mean, only reason,
I would prefer her to be. Actually, I prefer her to be white because I'm getting tired of seeing these white dudes with black women in these movies.
I honestly I feel like with Spider-Man, and I'm going to speak for myself on this one. Race doesn't matter, so either a black woman or a white woman, it wouldn't matter to me. Now I know some of the people's like Black Cat. It was white in the comics. She should
She
be
was
white.
blonde. She was
She was
blonde.
blonde.
She was white white.
She was white. Yeah,
She
and she
was
was blonde.
Viking. She was Viking white.
Damn.
Right. And but I can see them trying to make her a person of color, even though I hate that term, a person of
Yeah,
color.
they'll make it. They'll make anybody a person of color these days. Like the only person they won't ever be able to make a person of color is Peter Parker because Stan Lee wrote against them making Peter Parker outside of how he depicted him originally.
In which I'm
There's like legal documentation on that. They can't do it. So if they tried to make Peter Parker LGBTQ, they could not do it because that goes against the document.
well, at least we have gay Spider-Man now, so we ain't got to worry about that.
Yeah, but they would do it with Peter Parker, but they just can't do it because of the little thing that the
That
little legal
Stanley
thing
said.
that Stanley made before he died. He's like, oh, you'll get Bobby Drake, but you ain't getting my boy Peter. You ain't getting my boy Peter.
That's funny and actually kind of
Well,
smart.
that is his baby though. I mean, that's
Yeah. Spider-Man is his baby, so I can see him being
Yeah.
very protective about
yeah.
Spider-Man.
Yeah, he even said Stanley said himself out of all his characters, like Spider-Man was always his personal favorite.
Yeah, that was his claim to fame right there for real. Like he made the X-Men and some other stuff, but Spider-Man was like the one that like everybody knows who Spider-Man is. I don't think this one person, no matter how much they don't like fiction, how much they don't like comic books, you know who Spider-Man is.
Shoot, well, my nephews were young. Their favorite superhero was Spider-Man, so you definitely have a point there. So,
My first exposure to a superhero was Spider-Man, even before Batman.
it was
Spider,
Batman. It was Batman first for me because I watched the one with the penguin on there when Danny
yeah,
DeVito was the penguin. So
yeah,
mine was Batman first, and then I saw the Power Rangers, and then the Spider-Man cartoon.
yeah. My mom showed me like when I was young. My mom showed me the Spider-Man and his amazing friends cartoon where it
Uh,
had Bobby as Iceman and
what's her name?
Firestar.
Firestar,
Yeah,
and
Firestar. Yeah,
I
that
know
was
which
my
one you're
first
talking about.
exposure. That was my first exposure to superhero or anything. And then like a little bit later on, like I think I was like 3, 4 years old or something like that. Saw that Batman, one of them Batman movies, Batman Returns or something. I think it was Batman Returns with the Penguin and Catwoman.
That's the first one I've seen.
Yeah, that's the first one I
Is the one
seen.
with
That's
Danny DeVito as the penguin? Yeah, that's
yeah,
the first
yeah.
Batman I've seen. I was like, oh, this guy is cool. I thought Batman was like the coolest shit ever.
And then after that, I started watching the series, Batman animated series a lot, like religiously.
You ain't the
Yeah,
only one.
yeah, niggas was up on that.
But yeah, Black Cat, like, I would prefer her be white, but does it really matter that much to me? Not really. Even though I probably will roll my eyes because they keep on putting biracial couples together all the time on the fucking Hollywood movies, and it's like I don't got nothing against interracial couples, but it get kind of old when you over represent the shit. When you
We
can
are,
like when it's
we
like
are,
clockwork,
we are the world.
Uh-huh.
right?
It's why people are frustrated with all these female characters. All of a sudden, they're overpowering the men.
It is clockwork. It's like clockwork. It's like a formula now. It's a formula that you can like name and pretty much predict that's gonna happen. And they doing it too much all at once. Like, yeah, they do like gender swaps of characters in the comic books, but y'all doing it all at once one after the other, and it's kind of like, all right, this is kind of becoming like a thing now, a common practice at this point. It's kind of corny too. I think it's kind of corny in comic books, really. I think it's kind of on. You got like a fucking Crypto, the super dog, and then you got Bat Dog and Bat Girl and Bat Boy and Bat Baby,
Okay, all right. So,
and all these different.
let me ask you this, because we've had this talk off air that you was like, they need to create brand new superheroes instead of just remixing the older ones for the new. So
Yeah, I'm getting tired of Robins too. I'm getting tired of all those different Robins. I like, why can't you create a new mantle for a sidekick? Like they did it one time, and it was this black guy, and he had like this yellow and black outfit on. I like that. He was kind of cool. He was his own thing though. He wasn't another Robin. Because I got tired of them having so many different fucking Robins, and they all look alike, and they all have black hair. And I'm like, God damn, why do they all look the same though?
Because fuck it.
Because fuck it. They all like how does
Batman has a type. That's all.
How does Tim Drake look different than Nightwing or Dick Grayson? He don't, not really. Even Damian Wayne. Damian Wayne looked just like Nightwing looked like when he was young. He don't look no different.
All right.
I was about to say different.
So what?
Got Jason Todd. He a redhead? Is Jason Todd a redhead?
No.
He in the comics and like the one anime movie he was in, he had black hair.
Yeah, he black hair.
Yeah. So
like I said, they all look like they all look like a young Bruce Wayne. That's pretty much what they all look like.
And then as you already mentioned, the icing on the cake, his actual biological son, Damien.
Yep. Which also looks like a young Bruce Wayne. But the funny thing is that they all grow up to be pretty boys. All the Robins that have grown up, they grow up to be pretty boys. They look like an anime, some type of anime protagonist or something.
What's funny to me is Batman has a type.
The type of what?
Justice.
I got certain type of little boys I like to recruit.
It's weird, man. It's weird.
It's weird to say it that way, isn't it?
I mean, it's weird in general. If no one else sees anything wrong with that.
But anyway, since you brought up She-Hulk, I like.
Any last words before we move on?
Since you brought up She-Hulk, it's like saw people was mad that She-Hulk was twerking.
But I mean, that's something she would do.
Exactly, it's exactly something she do. She a party girl, a fat pocket, all types of shit. Like she would definitely do that. Like,
she done fucked half of the male Marvel characters.
Hey, yeah, for real, hold no bullshit. She only did.
I was about to say, didn't they have a comic panel of her jump roping naked? Well, she wasn't really naked, but yeah. It's just she was jump roping, making it look like she was naked.
Yeah. The little ropes was covering her bits, so it looked like she was naked. But then when she stopped, she had a bikini on. Yeah. She-Hulk is mostly She-Hulk for the most of her existence has been some light comedy. It's been kind of tongue in cheek a little bit with some action, a lot of action and tongue in cheek comedy, kind of like Deadpool-ish type of comedy, you know?
Yeah.
That's why I was kind of disappointed in the show. I was like, yeah, she's funny, but she's also supposed to be an action hero as well. It's not just funny. Like she literally supposed to be her thing is like she's not as strong as the Hulk, but the thing that is cool about it is like when she actually does weight training and and other types of training, she can actually become stronger. That's why you see her get a little bit bigger as time progresses in the comic books.
And so did her body count. But anyway.
Ah!
I think Dion just like calling She-Wolf a horror.
You're just a
I
whore.
mean,
You're just a fucking whore. That's all you are, whore.
Whore. But any last words before we move on to our next topic?
Oh, that's it for me.
Okay. Have y'all heard of this trend on Twitter? It was talking about breeding black babies.
Mm,
yeah, you got to elaborate on that.
It's basically white girls getting pregnant by black men. So there's just like hashtags. It's like two hashtags. It's like bred black or breeding black babies or some shit like that. So
first, I don't care.
Does
Second,
this need to be?
First, I don't care. Second is just to get back at White Zaddy. That's it. That's all.
Why do white women need to get back at White Zaddy?
Because they might be fucking outcasts or degenerates, and the well-to-do white boys don't want nothing to do with them. So they go to black dudes who are a little bit more liberal with their mating selections.
That make us sound bad. I'm not even going.
It do make us sound bad, but it's the truth though. I ain't gonna sugarcoat shit. I'll call myself out. Shit. So I'll definitely call out other members of the race or sex or whoever. I'll call myself out. So yeah, there you go.
The whole thing sounds stupid. It shouldn't even be a topic of discussion, honestly.
The
whole thing sounds stupid, and I feel like shouldn't even be a topic of discussion.
I mean,
not really.
There's a lot.
But people have a problem with it though.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't necessarily have a problem with it. I think it's silly though. I think it's kind of silly, but I don't see why I should care.
White women fucking with black dudes to piss off their white racist friends and family is not anything new. Next.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. The reason why I guess I wanted it to be a topic because
there's some things to unpack. There's some things to unpacking it though, because like not just to piss off their white daddy though, but because like I said, they might be a little degenerate, little thought pocket that white dudes the scars. Like you either gonna get the broke down and dusty white dudes that they probably don't find attractive anyway, trying to holler at them, like little simps that be online. You see what a lot of simps that be online look like?
Yeah.
That'd be kind of like, oh, she could do whatever she wanted, and I'm cool with it. Have you seen what these niggas look like? They don't look like what you would think a woman would find desirable, for one. But if you're a white chick, you can find a black dude that will tolerate that shit, or that pretty much looks somewhat decent. Because black is automatically, for some reason, a few notches cooler than an average black dude that's not like that cool is like leagues cooler than the average white dude, pretty much. That's how a lot of people perceive it, especially people outside the race.
I don't know. I don't know. It seems like, well, I've always said this, that white people, they do some weird shit. And it seems like, and I've been saying that it seems like every year they get weirder and weirder with this shit. They get weird. And this one is just like up front weird. And it's one of those things where I'm just looking at it like, wow. It's like, usually like, things like this, you keep this under wraps, and it seems like the more bold these white women are of their cringiness, it's just like the more shit like this happens. So I guess something like this amazes me.
I'll give you an example of what I'm talking about. Actually, I don't know if you was at that party that I had that one time, but there was an Asian woman that came in, and she like aesthetically she was bad. Look, she looked good, you know, but she was covered in tattoos, arms covered in tattoos, some of her neck too. Now, she was with a black dude. She showed up with a black dude. But I'm gonna ask you this though: do you think that a successful Asian dude would date her though?
Hell no.
Exactly. And the black dude wasn't broke, but he tolerated that type of stuff though. But like an Asian dude would not take her back to his family for shit.
Hell no. Especially since like how Asian dudes is with their moms and shit. You gotta bring them to their moms, and their moms will shut that shit down real quick. It's like, you do not bring this type of woman in my house. Yeah,
that's the point. That's the point I'm trying to make here. It's like other races, like especially the successful ones, or the ones that like will be even desirable to most women anyway. They not gonna have that type. Or Arabs, I
Live
guess.
streaming is on.
All right, go ahead and say what you were saying.
Oh yeah, but yeah, as we were talking about though.
But I mean, my bad. To piggyback off of what you said, I feel like we don't have that type of gatekeeping for ourselves and all that other stuff. But especially now, me personally, I don't mind tattoos and some shit like that, even though I don't have tattoos myself and some shit like that. But I'm not going to lie to you. There's some women that I've like had relations with that I would never bring home to my mother. You know how many women I brought home to my mother?
Probably not that many.
One.
Jesus.
One. Because my older brother, he used to bring women to the house. And my mother was like, "Who is this heifer?" To my older brother.
Damn.
She was straight up, "Who's this heifer?" Like, she'll call a girl heifer in his face. And I'm like,
damn.
And I'm like, ugh. So the one girl I actually liked, my mom actually liked too. So it was just like, and I was afraid that she wouldn't like her, but you know, my mom fell in love with her. So it's just like, whoa, I'm in the clear. So I don't know. It's like
the Lord was smiling upon you that day.
He was, and it was like, I don't know, and I know your mom, and you know, I know your mom real well, but I actually do not know how many women you done brought home to your moms.
I think like like 3.
It's a low number because it's like, hell, it's like you would not bring some of them ratchet joints to your mom, and you be like,
nope.
Yeah, your mom, like, I know your mom. Your mom even skeptical of some of the dude friends that we hang out with and some shit like that.
Oh yeah, she be talking. yeah, she sure do. She sure do.
Yeah, his mama don't play that. His mama do not. I love her for that though. She keep it real. That's
Man, you really got me thinking like damn. Like every woman I told you, how many have actually cross-dressed my mother at all? And like damn, 4.
4? Okay, that's good. That means you found them decent enough to bring them home.
Or you didn't give a fuck.
Or you didn't give a fuck. One or two.
But it's still. But
Actually, no. I take that back. 5. There was one I forgot that just crossed my mind. 5.
5. Okay, that's still a known number. So it's not like 10. I would say 7. I would be like, oh shit. 5 is not bad.
But yeah, but my question is like, do you think we should be a little bit more discerning?
Yes.
About our partners, though, you think we should just like? And I know this is another thing. It's like a lot of like those. I'm about to get you canceled, Ray. I'm about to get you canceled. You ready?
Yeah, let's do this.
A lot of those fat, hairy feminists be trying be trying to date niggas because they know. Well, I mean, like they can get other white dudes, but like I said, they ain't gonna be the ones that they find attractive. They're gonna be the little simp, like the ones that be like hating on nice guys and shit, but they really be doing nice guy shit. Because the whole thing about nice guys is like you agree with people and do what people want you to do to avoid consequences or avoid like conflict and shit. That's what a lot of nice people do. They're kind of like people pleasers, and they want people to like them, so they do what other people ask them to do to get along with other people. That, or they just generally just people who like doing stuff for people, being nice to people. It's one or the other. But simps, they kind of do that with women. They kind of doing the same shit. They doing what they think the woman wants them to do, so they can get in their pants, and then they go online talking about, oh, there's no such thing as a real nice guy. So I'm like, nigga, you doing nice guy shit right now because you just saying that shit so that you can go along with these chicks.
I usually just ask to find nice. That's
Nice people, pleasant, I guess. Pleasant.
I mean, because like
not very confrontational.
I mean, in my opinion, it's like anybody could be a nice dude. It's like what is nice to you? And
I know what most people call me nice. It's because I'm chill, not very confrontational. I'm not sitting around just trying to. I'm not sitting around just trying to pick fights and throw insults and like joning on people, no shit like that. I'm just chilling, you know. You need some help. You need some help. I'll probably more than likely help you if I got the time, or if I feel like doing it, I will help you. If I got the time.
I get sweet a lot. Like a lot of women call me sweet, but then again, I've never called myself a nice guy. I've said I'm a nice asshole. Because that's to me, that's what I really am. I'm a nice asshole. It's like I will help you out, but if you do something stupid, I'm clowning the fuck out of you for that. So that's
because even though I talk a lot of shit, right? A lot of politically incorrect shit, people still end up calling me a nice person anyway. So
exactly,
yeah,
exactly.
And I don't call myself that. They call me that.
Exactly. So that's why I call myself a nice ass. One girl, she was like, "How can you be a nice asshole?" I said, "Trust me, when you get to know me a little bit better, you'll be like, oh, I see it."
Because for one, when people say what's nice and what's not, they usually talk about the shit that you say, and like your actions speak louder than words. So if you do good things, or do nice, like generally nice to people when you meet them. What you say, if they're smart people, what you say, and I mean, okay, hold on. What you do is going to outweigh what you say.
That is true.
Especially if you're not like coming at individual people. Like if you're talking about like politics, you're talking about like social politics and shit. That's one thing, but like as long as you're not like coming after individual people, like if I say, "Oh, Raymond's just a dumbass nigga." That's mean. That's more mean than talking about fucking politics or some shit, which usually piss people off. But really, there's no real like application to that shit in real life. Judging on like if you're nice to people or good to people around you or not. Because you could be like the most political correct social justice warrior, and you can still treat people that's around you like shit. Or take advantage of people. Like with how a lot of those male feminists be the first ones that be trying to like come up on a chick. On the slick. Doing some rapey shit. and we have evidence of this.
Yeah. So I guess any last words before we move on to our final topic?
Anybody else got anything to add to that, sir?
Bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks.
But
you white women are weird. That's
oh. White people in general are weird, dude. White people in general are weird, but chicks are a little bit. I don't know. White people are just weird in general. I can't pin it on one or another. They abstract as fuck. Their thinking is abstract as fuck, and they weird. And I wish black people would stop following them so closely.
My thing is this, and maybe because I think this generation of white people are just weirder than the other ones. It's the other ones, they just racist, and I feel like you had to deal with that, but at least you know they were racist and shit. It's like these generations of white people. It's just like, the fuck is wrong with y'all?
White people these days, they follow the thought process of postmodernism, the philosophy of postmodernism. It's a very abstract way of looking at the world and looking at things. Google it, nigga.
Yeah, I don't know if it's better or worse, but all I know is weird. So. All right.
Yeah.
So, hopefully, hold up. Let me stop. Share system audio, just in case. Can y'all see my screen?
Let me whip out my phone.
All right.
Yes, I can see the screen.
All right, cool. All right, so this is going to be the third tier list that I have done for this podcast specifically. Dion wanted a video game console tier list, and I'm going to deliver it today. So, I found this one, and the ratings are masterclass, excellent, good, meh, trash, shit, and haven't tested it. So we're going to try to go through these as fast as we can, and I would like, as a group, we're going to like put these in one of these classes: masterclass, excellent, good, meh, trash, and shit. So I guess we can start from Nintendo. I believe this is the 3DS.
Ass. So we're gonna start with the ass.
Masterclass or or you call it meh?
Yeah.
I'll
put
put
trash.
it
So we're gonna start with the worst. Well, I meant, are we gonna start with worst and build our way up to best, or start from best and go down to worst?
I'm just going in order. Like
Master.
Right, like these line of games, and I wish they had I wish when I could put over them, because some of them I recognize, I just don't know the name, and and some of these is just like the Japanese versions of them, but the ones I notice, I fucking notice. But we're just gonna go in order. But since these two are right next to each other, I'm gonna just start right here. So this is the 3DS and this is the DS. So where would you put them?
As far as
I give the DS a good and the 3DS an excellent.
Yeah. 3DS was excellent. 3DS had a lot of nice games on it. Like, as far as a portable system, I can't think of a lot of portable system that was much better than it. So yeah, I'm gonna give it excellent.
Okay, so I'm gonna put this in good, and I'm gonna put this in excellent. As
I do believe that DS was better than 3DS.
You think the DS is better than the 3DS?
No, I do. I said I do believe that the 3DS was better than the DS.
Okay. I would say that because I wish the analog stick was better. But I'm just too rough with shit. So that's why, like, one time when Smash 4 came out, and one of my friends, he was like, "You can try it on here." I gave it back to him. I said, "I'm going to break your fucking analog stick if I keep playing."
Right.
And I said, "I am not." And I told her, I said, "I am not in the mood of paying someone else's fucking 3DS and breaking their shit." So I immediately gave it back. But I'm gonna agree with y'all. Both of them excellent and good. So I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm just gonna go with consoles I know. So I'm going to skip most of these, and because I know they're
Yeah, I don't
Ataris.
know. I don't know nothing about those.
It's like these are Ataris and Jaguars or some shit
Yeah,
like that. Most of these are
I know the
Ataris.
history of them. I know the history of them, but I can't. But you,
Just automatically found those and I haven't tested.
yeah, haven't tested
I was gonna
exactly.
do that, but
Uh,
okay. The next one is the Sega Dreamcast. Where would y'all put that?
Mm,
I want to give that a meh.
I'm gonna disagree with that. I'm gonna give it a good. Hold
I'm
on,
a
you said
also
Sega. Hold on, you said Sega Dreamcast.
yeah the Dreamcast. See,
Hard one. Hard one.
you
Kind
see,
of
as
difficult one.
for fighting game enthusiasts,
If there were something between good and meh, it'd be there.
see for fighting
I could
game
agree with that. Go
for
ahead.
fighting game enthusiasts, that's where all the fighting games. If you had a console before they transferred over to the other ones, and usually Dreamcast had the best ports.
Yeah, you had
So
Third Strike. You
Yeah,
had Third Strike.
I
You had
played
Marvel
Marvel
vs.
vs.
Capcom.
Capcom on that. My favorite
You
game
had
on the
Project
Dreamcast
Justice too.
personally was Crazy. Yeah, my personal favorite game on the Dreamcast was Crazy Taxi.
yeah,
Hmm
and then you had Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2.
Yeah,
Hmm
those were good
So
ones.
I don't. I would. So I'm gonna go with good because
I think
in
I'm
my
gonna go
opinion,
with good too because I did enjoy my Sega Dreamcast.
What ruined the Dreamcast was the
the
way the
regular
memory
rubber
system
boxes,
worked.
the
Yeah,
regular rubber boxes. I don't. So we all agree. At least put it in good.
good man. In between good man. Yeah, I say put it good.
Okay, I'm gonna put
Okay.
that. I'm gonna put that right there. I feel like I know what this is, but this looked like the
That's
Game
the
Gear. No,
that's the
it's not the
Game
Game
Gear.
Gear. Is it the Game Gear?
Game Game Gear. I played it because my cousin, you know my cousin.
Yeah.
He had it, but I never owned it. But like if I was judging for the time that it was out, I give it a meh. I give it a meh.
Yeah,
I'm gonna agree with you. I think I'm gonna also put it in meh. So
because it had to compete with the next one, Game Boy.
Yeah, it did have to compete with that Game Boy.
yes. All right. So where would y'all?
So are we judging it for how we felt about it at the time, or are we judging it like all throughout, or are we judging like nuancely and judging it throughout time?
Both how you felt about it during that time, and how you feel like it holds up now.
So nuance. We being a little bit nuanced with it.
All right.
All right, cool. Game Boy. Okay, I'm gonna have to say that Game Boy because I actually did own that. I'm gonna have
Mhm.
to give Game Boy a meh.
Really?
Yeah. If you're talking about black and white joint, let me see. Yeah,
Yeah.
the black and white
This is
joint.
the original
Yeah,
one.
I'm gonna have to give that
All
joint a
things
meh
all
because
things
you got,
considered, for me, I'll give that one a good.
and I say meh because you got to make room for Game Boy Advance. And I feel
So
like Game Boy
okay.
Advance. I feel like Game Boy Advance had better games, more games, and better games.
So I'm gonna basically the Game Boy and the Game Boy Color. I'm gonna just put both of these in the same
Yeah.
category. So, and this is where Pokemon started. So it's like,
Mm.
Right.
I guess I give it a good. Yeah, I give it a good. I give it a good because
you'll give
that's
it.
fair. That's actually fair. That's fair.
All right,
I give it
and
a
you,
good.
Dion, you're saying put it in good.
Yeah.
All right, I think it at least have a good in it. So
Oh yeah,
that's
there's a lot of good games. Like games I remember and stuff. You know.
Yeah. And plus, if we're being real, there was no significant difference between the two except the Game Boy Color. Um, it came out just after they released the Game Boy Pocket, which was smaller. So
Hmm
there's that. Still didn't have a backlit screen though.
Nope.
so you know what was my favorite game off of these was Kirby's Dream Land 2.
I don't think
That's
I played two. I played the first one.
yeah, I had
I
Kirby's
played
Dream
both
Land
of
2.
those.
I
For
played the
for
fuck out of that.
me, for me, Donkey Kong Land, all three of them. Um, shoot, Pokemon, of course.
Which one you had, red, blue, or yellow?
I had yellow.
Hmm.
I had
Shoot.
red.
I had red and blue.
Oh, Metroid 2. Ooh.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
Metroid. Yeah, Metroid was really good.
Bing, 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 bing,
Okay.
bing.
So what about the Nintendo GameCube?
I actually like the Nintendo GameCube.
I want to see, and this one, if there was a rank between good and excellent, GameCube would be there.
I won't put GameCube on good, but GameCube had a lot of games that I still go back and play today. Like I keep my GameCube emulator active. I keep that joint active because I'll go back and I play like fucking Mario Sunshine. I'll play I play Luigi's Mansion. I play like Star Fox Assault and Star Fox Adventure, F-Zero GX. I go back and hit that joint quite a
Pokemon.
bit.
What was that one? What was that? Gale of Darkness or something like that for
Yeah,
Pokemon.
yeah,
That's the
Gale of
good one.
Darkness and
I
Stadium.
had, yeah. Um, I had Incredible Hulk Ultimate Destruction on GameCube.
Yeah, I did too. That joint. Oh man, they need to make another Hulk game, man, and make it like that but better.
Yeah, larger open world, just more shit you
Yeah,
can do with his powers, But
yeah.
going back on topic, my personal favorite addition to the Soul Calibur series, Soul Calibur 2,
Oh yeah, Soul Calibur 2. That was the schnizzit.
Link was a fucking monster.
Twilight Princess.
Ah,
Mm.
yes,
Mario Kart Double Dash.
That was
yeah.
one of the best Mario Karts in my opinion.
Yes. Second best one of the series to me. The best one to me is always going to be 64.
Yeah, Bloody Roar.
Yeah.
Woo!
Bloody Roar Primal Fury.
That series needs to make a fucking comeback.
Yeah, it does, but it might because I heard that Konami owns the rights to it right now, and I heard that they are getting back into the game industry now.
I will believe that when I fucking see it. I think.
Amen.
I'm saying like they're real comfortable with their pachinko machine, so I will
Yeah.
believe that when I fucking see it. So
Yeah. What else? GameCube had a lot of like real good stuff on it. Oh yeah, they had other Zelda one, the Wind Waker. Wind Waker was
yeah,
like people didn't like it when they first revealed it, but when people actually got their hands on it, it was pretty good.
yeah, they didn't like the cutesy cell shaded graphics, and
Yeah,
that's when
it
a
was pretty
lot
good.
of GameCube games had cell shaded graphics. And
Yeah,
honestly, Sonic Heroes that they had the best version, and the best version was on the GameCube. So
yeah, the best
and
version was on the GameCube.
and
Mhm.
I don't care what anyone said, that's still my favorite 3D Sonic game. So
It's one of my favorites. Yeah, I still go back and play that joint on the
yeah,
GameCube. The GameCube emulator is actually it works. It's good. It works. It functions a lot better. But anyway, yeah, I'm
Mm.
gonna put GameCube on good. I'm gonna put
I
GameCube on
was
good.
I would say excellent because I feel like, and only saying this because you used to let me borrow some of those games, and I had fun in a lot of those games. And
It
I
had a
remember
lot of third party support too,
you
actually.
had a lot of third party support, and you let me borrow Tales of Symphonia, and that's still like one of my
Oh yeah,
favorite
yeah.
RPGs that I played. Like it's right up there with Final
Ooh,
Fantasy VII, and I love
Beautiful
the
Which,
music.
Joe
which reminds me. Oh, go ahead. Well, Beautiful Joe was good, by the way. But go ahead.
and Resident Evil 4,
Resident Evil 4. You
which
had
changed the game. It changed the game for many a games ahead of it,
and then you
Hey,
had
especially
Smash
question.
third person
Melee.
shooters.
Yeah,
Hmm.
Smash Melee.
Speaking of RPGs on the GameCube, are either of you familiar with a little hidden gem called RuneScape?
Yeah.
Actually, I never played
Okay,
that one.
RuneScape was actually really good. Scary at some points, but
Mm.
really good.
Ooh, Eternal Darkness, man. GameCube. See, we could name all. We pretty much sounding off GameCube games at this point. So it definitely gotta go in
Excellent.
excellent or good.
Yeah,
Excellent or good. Yeah,
Because I
excellent.
mean,
Like I said, I want to put it somewhere between good and excellent.
yeah,
yeah.
I'm gonna just
Let's
put it
just
in
go excellent.
excellent.
Let's go
And
excellent.
then
Excellent.
we
Yeah.
didn't even get to Smash Melee. And
Oh yeah, yeah. That's
See,
because that's such an obvious one. That's such an obvious one.
I
right? It's
know.
almost a low blow. It's almost a low blow.
Yeah.
And then like Star Fox Assault. I like Star Fox Assault. I just wish the controls was better.
It's like Star
I
Fox
like
Assault.
the direction they went with that game. I
Yes.
really wish they kept it like that.
They haven't
Star
done
Fox-
anything with Star Fox since
The Wii U.
The Wii U, yeah,
Shit.
Wii U.
Shit.
But yes, Star Fox Assault was actually kind of like if Star Fox was Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Exactly. I feel like
Mhm.
that's where like most of the games are like Battlefront. I fucking love Star Fox Assault. I just wish the controls was better. The the shooting controls was better, but I do like the game.
Yeah, I think that's the direction that Star Fox should go from here on. Actually,
I've
instead of
been
doing like
said
the
that.
rail, yeah.
So you
But
know what I said. So you know what I said. Not to cut you off.
mhm.
If Star Fox would go the same way Mass Effect went, I feel like they would have a fucking game.
Yeah, you got just combine land shooting with air shooting. Have it where you can go jump in and out, kind of like Star Wars Battlefront did with the new one, not the last gen, not the PS2 one, but like the ones that came out recently on PS4. Yeah, kind of take it in that direction.
Yeah, I would
That way,
love to
people.
see like a Star Fox Academy or some shit. You get to make your own little furry. I hate to call him a furry, but you know.
I mean, Star Fox is the epitome of what a furry is, though.
Yes.
Yeah, sadly.
I mean, I don't really look at it like that, but it's like the furries love Star Fox, and their
And
first their first exposure to being attracted to a furry creature was probably Crystal.
That or you know if they were Sonic fans.
Rouge.
Yeah, but Star Fox, yeah, Rouge did come out. But did Rouge come out? Yeah, Rouge did come out before Crystal did. So yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
But anyway, so yeah, what's the next console?
Game Boy Advance.
Game Boy Advance.
See, and this is where like they was remaking old Nintendo games into modern, like all the first three Mario platforms.
Yeah, they would
And
they would
Super Mario World Advance. And,
they did that. They did that with a lot of the Mario titles. They did that with the Donkey Kong Country series.
Yep, they sure did.
I will give.
They did with
I still
Final
want to
Fight
give
too.
it.
Yep,
Oh
they
yeah.
did with Final Fight.
Yep.
I want to give that.
Oh, by the way, Advance and Advanced SP, since they're basically the same shit, I'm putting them in the same category. Just so you
All
know.
right, if you're gonna do that, then I put them on. I put them on excellent. If
Yeah, it
if
was excellent.
handheld RPGs was your thing, like Game Boy Advance was that deal.
Oh my God, man! Sonic Advance 1,
Yes.
and especially Sonic Advance 2.
Yes.
That was Sonic Advance 2 was the shit. That was the first game where Sonic went like blazing speed on a regular basis.
And it was
My
that game was
yeah,
fire.
my favorite game on the Game Boy Advance was Metroid Fusion.
Metroid
Metroid
Fusion
Fusion
and
was
Zero
good.
Mission. Oh yeah, those were great.
Those are great
Zero
games.
Mission was just a remake of the original Metroid.
Yeah, I know, but at the
And
time
then
I had never played the original.
and
So
then
for
you
me,
had
that was
Mario
like,
Kart
yeah,
Advance. Mario Kart
Mario
Advance
Kart
was really
Advance. Yeah,
good.
that was a good. That was a good game.
That was no, well, it was called Mario Kart Super Circuit, but yeah.
Oh,
So,
but yeah, they had a lot of
Don't
good
mind me,
shit.
I'm being technical.
it's all right.
What else?
It's all right. I just called it Advance, Mario Kart Advance. But y'all will put that in excellent. That's what y'all said.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, I put it excellent.
Okay, we'll put that in excellent. All right, I don't know what this is. Sorry, old heads. Don't know what this is. I
Oh, what?
know what this is, but I'm pretty sure no. That's an Atari.
Yeah. All of those is some form of an Atari, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I believe this is
An
the first.
Atari Jaguar, some other shit.
Yeah,
Wait,
I
that's
believe this is the
Mm-hmm.
first Sega.
Sega Master System, is it?
Yeah, I think it's Sega Master System.
yeah.
Yeah. I never played that. I heard they had a different
No.
version of Sonic 2 on there. It's a completely different game.
Okay, we're gonna put that in the test.
Whereas we haven't
I
gotten the Genesis.
we're getting there.
Yeah. Okay,
I
yeah, I
mean,
see it coming up. All right.
yeah. And that's why I say I think these are the Japanese versions. And here we go, Sega Genesis. Bam. Where you gonna put that?
Oh,
I'm putting that in masterclass. I don't know about y'all. I will put
I,
that
I
in.
I'm
That's
thinking about it because I'm
that's a
like okay,
master.
yeah. I'm like we got Sonic 1, Sonic 2, Sonic 3, Sonic 3 and Knuckles. We got
Uh-huh.
fucking Streets of Rage, all three Streets of Rages, Golden Axe, fucking Altered Beast,
Ooh,
Fantasy
ooh.
Star started there. I think I don't know if it
Yeah.
started on Master System or not. Man, they got so much shit, man. They got a whole bunch of those Ninja Turtles games.
Mm-hmm.
The
Uh,
Ninja Turtles was on multiple systems, though, I believe.
but what
Yeah.
about the time joint? The time no. It
Turtles in
was,
Time
Uh,
was
no,
on
not
the.
that. There was another one that was like
It was like
uh,
Turtles in
a
Time, but
heist. It was a heist.
yeah, that one
The
was on.
something stone heist. That one was actually pretty good, and it was very similar to the arcade game as well.
Yeah,
It was
and
like
yeah.
kind of up there with Turtles in Time. They got on this new collection thing, but yeah. Anyway, um, let's see. Sega
Like
had a lot of stuff on.
we said all that needs to be said about Sega Genesis. That's
Right.
yeah.
okay, masterclass is.
Uh-huh.
All right, the Nintendo 64.
That's another masterclass.
You putting that in master?
I don't want to put. I don't really want to put it on masterclass. I want to put it in excellent because to me, Nintendo 64 was lacking on a lot of IPs and exclusive games.
Yeah, that was really its only flaw. If it had a larger
Yeah,
library, that's
yeah,
really its only flaw.
This version.
But
This. Go ahead. Go ahead.
because I'm gonna get into it. It's okay. So with Nintendo 64, we had Mario 64.
uh,
We had one Mario game. We had two Zelda games. Now those Zelda games were groundbreaking. Mario 64 was
yes,
groundbreaking as well. Um,
Mario
but
Kart 64.
we had Mario. Anything that was Mario
The
except for like Mario, even Mario Party to an extent. But then
Mario Party. No. You can't talk about 64 without talking about Mario Party. I'm not going to allow you to
yeah.
do that.
Mario Party. Mario Party 3 is still one of the best Mario parties I played. So
And then we got okay, so we have the Mario franchise, which is a hefty amount on there. Only one action game
Uh,
though. Only one platforming game, but hey,
I mean,
you
we
got
got Paper Mario was fun as fuck.
Paper Mario was good, yeah. Then you had Star Fox. You had the Return of Star Fox on there.
Shit,
yeah,
Yoshi Story,
yeah,
Donkey
Banjo,
Kong
Yoshi Story,
64,
all the
Donkey
rare
Kong
games,
64.
all the rare
yeah,
games.
All the
Kirby
rare games were pretty good.
64, Crystal Charge was a
The
banger.
first the first Smash Brothers ever.
Yeah,
Woo!
Golden Eye.
Memories.
GoldenEye. Ooh man.
Ooh, Killer Instinct Gold, baby. What?
Ultra. Hmm.
Banjo, like we got Banjo Kazooie,
Ooh,
Funky
Banjo.
I had Mortal Kombat
Banjo
trilogy
Tooie.
on that joint.
Mortal
No, I
Kombat
had it with
trilogy. Oh
my
yeah.
friend.
I had it too, but I also preferred that on the PlayStation, and that is just probably because the
Hmm.
controller and underrated gem of mine, Pokemon Puzzle League.
Hmm.
Yes, I have that. They have that on the Switch on the Nintendo 64 collection. Finally, I've been playing the shit out of it.
But here's the problem though. Outside of Nintendo games or games that they collab that were affiliated with Nintendo at that time, like Rare was affiliated with Nintendo at that time.
Yeah,
Outside of those Nintendo games, what does Nintendo 64 really have other than GoldenEye, which was also
NFL
rare? It
Blitz,
was rare, so yeah, there you go, rare.
I
NFL
mean,
Blitz. No, I agree with you, Clarence, but my only answer is NFL.
Say again, I ain't hear you.
I agree with you, but my only answer is NFL Blitz because I
NFL
feel
Blitz.
it's the
It-
honest. I swear to God, that's the and this is my solely opinion, and y'all can challenge me on this. I'd rather play NFL Blitz on the 64 than any other console.
I can't. I don't have the ability to critique you on that, so I'll take your word for
I
it.
don't know. It's something about playing NFL Blitz on the N64, and I just fuck with. But
I'm gonna give 64 excellent.
yeah. But my knock on it is fighting games though, because
Oh
there
yeah,
wasn't a lot of
absolutely.
fighting games on there that
See,
other systems
that's why I
had.
give it a excellent, but not a masterclass though because
Yeah, and I also
it was lacking in some stuff.
and I'm like you.
I guess.
I'm not on the third party.
Actually, you know what? I'll
But
give you an excellent. I'll leave it an excellent because I just thought about one thing. Nintendo 64 is the only Nintendo system where we did not get a Metroid game.
We did not get a Metroid game. Yeah, we got everything except for Metroid.
You're right.
Well,
We didn't get a Metro game, but you know what we did get?
what?
WrestleMania 2000.
That was good. That game was
Yes,
good though.
still the
I'll give you
greatest
that.
wrestling game ever made. I don't care what anyone says.
I would definitely argue that is one of the best wrestling games that
To me,
was
that's the best
created.
wrestling game ever made. Period.
Like this Nintendo 64 had all the great wrestling games, so it's just like you
Mhm.
gotta put that up there. And then you had GoldenEye, Perfect Dark, what else? Jet Force Gemini. And I know
Jet
that's
Force
a
Gemini, that was rare. Yeah, yeah. They
that
need
was
to
rare,
make a
but
new one of those. Actually, I actually like that
want
game.
them to make a new one. They got so much.
Rare ain't doing shit since Killer Instinct came out. What was that back in 2010, 2011? Since Killer Instinct, Rare ain't really been doing shit for real.
No, they haven't. And I tell you, like, from what I've seen, they wasn't expecting Killer Instinct to be that popular, and that shit just kind of like blew up. And
They forgot how popular that joint was on another system we'll be getting to.
yeah, but that game was it kind of like had a fan base in it. So I'm gonna agree with Clarence. It's just the first party shit. I feel like it does knock it, but I'm gonna put this right here, right there.
Mhm.
All right.
So I believe this is a Sega Saturn, right? That what I'm looking at.
Ooh, Sega Saturn is in trouble.
Saturn,
Saturn's in trouble.
I put that in
Saturn
shit.
gets some man.
You put that in man. I put that in shit.
Saturn gets
Oh,
some man.
yo, they didn't have an exclusive Sonic game.
No, they didn't.
How you gonna be a Sega system and not have an
Without a Sonic
exclusive Sonic
game,
game?
damn.
They had Sonic 3D Blast, nigga. Sonic 3D Blast was on the fucking Sega Genesis. What the fuck you talking about? They didn't have an exclusive. Then they had Sonic Jam, and Sonic Jam was a hub world where you get to go to different little machines. It was a 3D hub world where you get to go different machines and play old Sonic games like Sonic 1, 2, and 3, and Sonic
Not the Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine.
Mean Bean Machine.
Let's keep rolling. Let's keep rolling. Let's keep rolling.
Okay, so
Well,
where y'all want to put that? Because I will put it in shit.
yeah, we can throw that. We can go ahead and throw that away. We can go ahead and throw that away. That's trash tier at least.
We'll put that in trash. All right, we'll put that in trash. I feel like I know what this is, but I'm gonna just.
They ain't have no Fantasy Star. I'm not done with Sega Saturn yet. They ain't have no Fantasy Star.
This is a Nokia phone, but has anyone ever played it? Yeah, but Nokia had games. They had the little phone shit. It's shit. I'm gonna just tell you right now, it's shit.
Why did you even put that on here?
I don't know, but I feel like this
is a game
Ouya.
system. It's a
is
game
this a
system.
Ouya?
Yeah,
I'm gonna just put that
yeah,
in.
that's shit.
I'm gonna just put that in. Haven't tested it.
And it's untested for me. I ain't even bother with that shit for real.
Yeah. Okay. Now, PS1.
Ooh.
PS1. I want to put PS1 in Masterclass.
Yes.
I want to put PS1 in Masterclass because it had so much. It had so much variety. You could download ROMs and ISOs for your PlayStation emulator forever.
If you couldn't find something you liked on the PlayStation, gaming was just not for you.
Mm-hmm. Gaming, yeah,
'Cause
pretty much gaming is just not for you. Like if you can't find nothing, then you just don't like gaming. At that time, anyway.
you want a fighting game, they had that. You wanted
They
puzzle games,
they
they had
had
that.
Bloody
You
Roar.
wanted your platformers, they had that.
They had that.
RPGs, they had them for days. Like, come
Oh,
on.
they was the masters of JRPG.
Shoot, your early shooters, like, am I the only one who remembers the OG Medal of Honor?
Oh yeah, I had that. I played that game.
Yeah.
And they had. Hmm?
Was it the Metal Honor games that was running PlayStation? What was this? Was it
Medal
Metal
of
Honor?
Honor. Probably it probably was. But
It was
yo,
another. It's SOCOM. I'm thinking of SOCOM.
Uh,
let's break down the essentials. Crash Bandicoot 1, 2, and 3.
hold on. We have to honor the PlayStation gods, Crash Bandicoot and Spyro the Dragon, real quick.
He did
1, 2, and
did
3 of
He
each.
did say that. He did say Crash. He did say Spyro. Honestly, they had a bunch of platforming games that I thought that was good that nobody really talk about no more. Anybody remember Jersey Devil?
I
didn't play Jersey
remember, but
Devil.
I never actually got to play it though.
I saw it and never played it. Had either of you played either one of the Jumping Flash games? There were two of them.
No, I don't think I played that one.
I don't think I played that.
Look, get hold of those, please.
I would say this.
Jumping Flash was an experience, bro.
I would say this: if you say that about Jumping Flash, play. I think it's called Jersey Devil or New Jersey Devil. But either way, play that game. That game is a gem.
Croc
is a gem.
Yeah, Croc. Ooh, Twisted Metal.
Metal Gear.
Metal Gear Solid.
Cool Borders.
Street Fighter Alpha 1, 2, and 3. Street Fighter EX and EX2.
Either y'all played a little racing game called Jet Moto?
Yeah, I played Jet Moto.
Mm-hmm.
Woo!
Tekken 1, 2, and 3.
Especially Tekken 3. Tekken 3 is still like people's favorite Tekken of all time.
My favorite one is 2.
It's not mine, but
my favorite one is Tekken 2.
Mine is 5.
My favorite Tekken is tag. My favorite Tekken is Tekken Tag Team Tournament 2.
You like Tekken Tag 2?
Yeah, because it got everybody in it. It got everybody to a larger extent than
I'm leaving out the tag. If I'm leaving out the tag games in the Tekken series, for me, it's the even number ones, 2, 4, and 6.
2,
4, 6.
Wow.
Yeah, I could agree with that. I could agree with those. Yeah. But what else? Bloody Roar 1 and 2.
Bloody Roar.
Yes.
Mega Man X4. That's
X3. No, they had X3, X4.
Legends.
X5.
Don't forget Mega Man Legends. Do not forget Mega Man Legends.
Mega Man Legends 1 and 2 was the shit. And
Yes.
they need to make a sequel to that. They need to finish the story.
They do.
There's a whole controversy surrounding why they never did a third part to that. There's a long ass story behind that.
It was going to be on 3DS at some point, but it got canceled.
What made me fall in love with Mega Man was Mega Man X4. So that's where it started for me, X4. And I remember the first time I saw it, I thought this was like, for a 2D side-scroller platform, I was like, this is the coolest shit ever. And then you see Zero with his fucking sword and he just slashes. I was like, yo, this is the coolest shit ever. Oh, man.
And Mega Man 8, they had Mega Man 8 on
Mega Man 8
too.
Anniversary Collection too. That was
Oh man. PlayStation had so much shit. It was just like an overload of shit.
Right.
Yeah, so let me put that in. Let me go ahead and put that in master. You know, it was funny. We didn't even mention Final Fantasy 7 or any of the
Final Fantasy 7, Final Fantasy 8.
It's some games that just go without saying, bro.
Yeah, but
Final Fantasy 7. You see how big Final Fantasy 7 is now.
Yeah.
and Gran Turismo. We didn't even mention Gran Turismo.
Wasn't the original Burnout on there too?
I believe so. And Need for Speed. Need for Speed. Need for Speed.
See,
Is definitely,
that racing category was so deep on the PS1.
yeah. Oh yeah, especially
Dragon Ball GT Final Bouts. Like, no, that joint was trash.
Shit.
There was oh man, I remember my brother had this game show. It had a bunch of Dragon Ball Z games that I feel like it only came out in Japan that we never knew about and some shit like that.
Ooh, 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 ooh.
And I think that's one of the Dragon Ball Z games.
Yep.
And then if we mention it wrestling games, which one? Here Comes the Pain. I believe that's the one.
I had Raw's War and the first SmackDown.
War's War was terrible.
Strider 2 was
Strider
on
2 was
place.
good.
That was actually pretty good. Strider 2, Strider Hero.
Strider Hero.
Yeah,
Strider Hero.
speaking of Strider Hero, let's not forget about Marvel vs. Capcom, the first one.
Oh yeah, first one.
Yes.
X-Men versus
I mean,
Street
the
Fighter.
whole versus series, dog. Oof.
Yeah.
That X-Men versus Street Fighter, X-Men Children of the Atom, everything that Marvel superheroes, yeah. Gem Fighter or Gem whatever they've called the Infinity Stone thing. Just collecting them bitches. Yeah.
All right. So
X-Men. What was that X-Men game that was 3D? It came out after the movies and it was a 2D fighting game.
I thought that was Children of the Atom.
Mutant Academy. It was Mutant Academy. Yeah.
I actually liked that game.
Yeah, 1 and 2. 1 and 2 was actually pretty good.
It's actually pretty good. It's like, but I feel like if we play it again, we're gonna be like, what are these controls? But
I played it again. It wasn't that bad. It was still pretty much. I feel pretty much the same way about it.
I feel like Gambit's car should have been faster. It's just
yeah.
Because them just was slow as fuck. But like Gambit was, and then you could play Spider-Man. I think
that's on the second one. Yeah, you could play
Spider-Man too.
Spider-Man. You could play Charles Xavier for some reason.
Oh wow!
but yeah, PlayStation. Rogue,
Rogue was like really good.
Rogue, and Cyclops will hit you with that blast. That
blast was so fucking cheap.
Yeah, Cyclops is cheap.
Oh man!
Because not only does he got that long range shooting, he could beat your ass up close too.
Yeah, he was one tough motherfucker. Okay, now obviously that was an obvious masterclass, and I feel like we're gonna say this again, but let's do it anyway. PS2.
Oh man, PS2. Oh man. Even more of the same stuff. Really, it was more of the same stuff.
There's nothing you can say about that we didn't already say about the P1.
Yeah.
Plus God of War.
Oh man, I fucking love God of War.
Plus Marvel vs. Capcom 2 at some point. At some point later on.
Dragon Ball Z Budokai, bro.
Dragon Ball Z Budokai.
Street Fighter Anniversary Collection.
Oh yeah.
Shoot, Street Fighter had a couple of 3D joints that was on the PS2, wasn't it?
Not really. No, they had EX2.
No, it was EX3.
EX3, yeah, you're right. EX3. Yep.
It was EX3, the first Tekken Tag tournament. That was actually the first Tekken Tag tournament because there was an arcade version that looked like shit. Yeah, Tekken 4. And then the console version of Tekken Tag tournament had better graphics than the ones in the arcade. I remember that. Because I used to go to this arcade that was in Forestville, and they had Tekken Tag tournament. And I remember, wow, the graphics looks better on the console than it did in the arcades and shit. Played the fuck out of it though, but it was just one of those things where it's just, oh wow, you could. Really
I remember Bloody Roar.
It was an obvious difference.
Yeah, I remember they had Bloody Roar 3 on PlayStation 2, and that was the first game I saw that had 5 physics. It had 5 physics, which is actually a real thing. I don't know why they don't continue doing that.
Oh shit!
Oh man! And let's not forget NBA Street Volume 2. Honestly, and if you was a sports fan, if you was into sports video game, all the great Maddens and the lives, like this is where EA Sports was really in their bag, especially with like Madden 04, from Madden 2000, and I think I'm gonna say Madden 2000 to Madden 06. That's where like a lot of people's best Madden games came in. And same thing with Live. Like Live, my favorite, I think it's Live 2005 with Carmelo Anthony on the cover. That's my favorite Live, still to this day. Came out on the PS2, and they actually had online play where you could play people online and shit. So,
right.
And then also that's when EA Sports Big came out, and I believe that's where the Def Jam Vendetta and Fight for New York came in.
Oh yeah, that was the best version too.
Yeah,
I think that was the best version.
PS2 was the best version. I had it on the
GameCube was missing.
but GameCube was okay. Three things about the GameCube. First of all, between PS2 and really all the other systems for Fight for New York, PS2 had the best graphics. Going, but
Not really.
Actually, Xbox actually technically from a technical standpoint
Yeah,
had
the
the
original.
best one.
Yeah, it had the best one.
I didn't play it on the Xbox. I played it on the GameCube and the PS2.
And not to cut you off, Dion, but Sonic Heroes is the worst on the PS2 and second worst on the Xbox. But the GameCube version, for some reason, was the better version, which is weird to me.
But with Def Jam on the GameCube, I think they took out like certain voice features, like
it was only one voice.
Yeah.
It was only
one. And the PS2 one had more options.
The soundtrack for the GameCube was missing songs.
Probably, I don't know why that was, but
and there was, and also for the GameCube there was a glitch. Something was wrong with it. Okay, you know the points you accumulate through fighting that you use to like purchase some of the hidden characters and shit. When you hit a certain amount, your file got corrupted and you had to start from scratch.
Damn. Yeah, so like I'm already gonna give PS2 a masterclass.
Yeah, I'm with y'all. Masterclass as well. Dion, masterclass. All right. Next, we're gonna be talking about the PS3, and this one it might be difficult because I know this is not. I wouldn't put this under masterclass, but it did have some because it had some faults, but it had some positive shit. So to me, it's between excellent and good.
I'm gonna give it good.
You're gonna give it good.
P3, I'd give it excellent.
You giving it an excellent?
It's between excellent and good. It's between that. Yeah. I'll give it good. I'll give it an excellent. Actually, I'll give it excellent.
You know what's funny? I give it a good, and the only reason I give it a good because the 360 was whipping his ass on a consistent basis. But
the one thing I will say is, you know how you were saying for when the PS2 dropped, like sports games, that was your era. Fighting and shooting games for the P3.
See,
Fighting games was huge. That's when the FGC started to peek his head back out.
I would agree with you on the fighting games, but even then, most tournaments ran on Xbox because the Xbox ran better. And sometimes there was a delay on some of the PS3 games, but the PS3 controller, I liked it, and I did not like playing fighting games on an Xbox controller. So I would say that shooting games though, 360 all the fucking time, 360 all the way. Especially since once we'll get there, but this with games like Halo and Call of Duty, if you wasn't playing it on a 360. There was no reason.
I didn't care for Halo. There's one shooting game in particular that on the Xbox that we'll speak on when we get there that I fucked with, but I didn't care for Halo.
I still don't care as much for Halo as I do some other shooters.
Like the only Halo game that I can genuinely say, okay, I fucked with it was Halo Reach.
Halo Reach was good though.
But Gears was good though. Yeah.
But
anyway,
and that's on Xbox. But it's just like
PS3, they had Last of Us.
PS3. It did have The Last of Us.
They mostly shared. They for the most part they shared the same games. It's just that games ran better on Xbox. But for the most part, they had the same games. There's not that many exclusives I could think of off the top of my head for PS3. They had
the third God of War. The third God of War.
the God of War, third God of War. They had The Last of Us. They had what else?
Didn't P3 have a Spider-Man game that Xbox didn't have?
No, not that I think of. No.
No, Spider-Man 2 was on all systems. If that's what you're thinking about.
No, that's Spider-Man 3 you're thinking about. Spider-Man 3.
Oh, Spider-Man 3.
They had on that generation. They had Spider-Man 3. They had Web of Shadows. They had
Edge of Time.
Edge of Time and the Dimensions joint where you get to play.
Shadow Dimensions is still one of my favorite Spider-Man games.
Yeah, yeah. But they was all like cross-platform, like
they were all cross-platform.
Yeah.
No exclusives really.
Right,
they was all sharing the same game, so it really comes down to like the little bit of exclusive that they did have, and they're not really hitting me in the head right now. What controller you prefer, and
yeah,
the fact that Xbox ran them better.
And let's be real, how often did y'all really like spend time on PlayStation Home?
I spent a little bit of time, but I ain't never spent no money on it. And
me either.
Yeah, I would try to socialize people on there a little bit, but it died off.
It died off. And honestly, I feel like, and this is just me, PlayStation 3, it was like at the end of their run. I feel like that's where some of the more exclusive games and some of the better games was coming out, because they had a bad start and an okay middle finish. They had a good finish, but like I said, 360 was kicking ass. So I'm putting that in the good. But what about y'all?
I guess that is acceptable.
Also, Final Fantasy X was PS2, right?
I don't know. Don't remember.
Final Fantasy X was PS2 because 9 was last with a PS1. Yeah, Final Fantasy X.
10 was PS. Yeah, 10 was PS2. 10 and 10-2, where they was singers and henchmen. They used to transform into dresses and shit.
Yeah, and they had 13 with lightning.
Oh god, nobody liked that one.
Yeah, I was about to say no one liked lightning.
No one liked. I have it. I have it in my Steam collection. I still don't play it.
And I'm gonna be honest. I bought 13. It was like I bought 2 games. I bought 13 and Modern Warfare 3 because I had a PlayStation. And I remember
Modern Warfare 3 was fun.
Yeah, I remember like my friend in the Navy. He was playing it, and I was watching him play it. And I told myself, I'm never going to touch this game. I remember saying, and I never touched the game. And also what PlayStation All Stars Brawl or some shit like that.
Yeah, that was
that was a flop.
No, it was fun. It just wasn't Smash.
Yeah. Like nothing seems to be able to beat Smash. But yeah, I think PS3 was good. Didn't really stand out. That generation stood out. The whole generation of games stood out. But as far as like exclusive content that you could only get from the PS3, it didn't really stand out compared to like a PS1 or a PS2, or any Nintendo system actually, because Nintendo systems always have something for you to remember them by. Like if we go to wait till we get to the Wii. Ooh, I got things to say about the Wii. Like,
boy, I think we all do. From there's one particular Nintendo console, I just gave it away, that's like near and dear to my heart. So,
right,
yeah.
What's next? PS4. We're just going through the PlayStations right now.
PlayStation 4. PlayStation 4 gets a.
I would say excellent because
I say excellent.
Yeah, because whatever they fucked up on PS3, PS4, I feel like
Made up
definitely
for
made
it.
up for it.
Yeah, they had a lot more exclusives. Easier to make games on it, so people didn't mind bringing games over to it.
Yeah. What about you, Dr?
All right, had to mute my mic real quick. Ran to use the bathroom. Um, yeah, plug that under excellent. Plug P4 under excellent. There's
Excellent.
still older games on for the P4 that like I'll still like go back and download and play them over again. Just just because.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So
It's still though. It still is like a lot of multi-platform. I think around that point, exclusives was more prevalent on PS4, but they had like a lot of like anime games, like that Fist of the North Star. Fist of the North Star, the joint that was like Yakuza.
mm-hmm.
They had a lot of stuff like that that was exclusive to PlayStation 4. A lot of like anime games, like the Saint Seiya games, and they had like a lot of like Japanese games that were exclusive. Wasn't some of the Yakuza games exclusive on there?
It still is, if I'm correct. Oh no.
At least for a limited time or something though.
Yeah, I was about to say they just started putting Yakuza games on fucking
Yeah.
Xbox.
Yeah, it was around that time. It was around that time they started having a lot of limited time exclusives, where it'll be exclusive for like a year or so, and then later on they'll come out on Xbox, after a year or two. And then they had Neo. They had a lot of good. Like now I'm thinking about it, they had a lot of good games on PlayStation 4.
All right, now let's go to the PS5 because I know it's getting late. So
Yeah,
let's try to rush this a little bit.
Haven't got a hold of one to play it yet.
PlayStation.
Me neither, so I'm
gonna say so far.
Is on.
I'm gonna say so far it's I think you should have put that in to be determined. I think you should have made a to be determined.
I'm gonna just put this in good. I'm gonna just put this.
Yeah, we're gonna put it in good. We're gonna put it in good.
Because I haven't heard nobody complain about it, but other than it's hard to get.
It's powerful. It's very powerful. The graphics are fucking excellent. The ray tracing and all that shit is fucking excellent. Most great games with ray tracing can run at 30 FPS. So I mean, like, that's cool. They got like different modes to switch. It's very tech savvy. Very pretty graphics. No web browser though, or anything like that. You can't really play your music off of it like previous systems.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they can get you like a Spotify app where you can do that. At least.
But technologically wise, the joint's amazing. Like graphics is like I can't wait to see what exclusively made PlayStation 5 games actually look like on there. Like games that's not cross PS4 where they kind of held back a little bit. Like games that's like just made for that system.
Okay.
But like I said, it hasn't really had a lot. It hasn't really spread its wings because COVID set shit back a lot for it.
Right.
But there's one flaw.
That's why I put it on the good.
Yeah, but there's one flaw that I don't like is that now Sony is very censorship heavy now, and so like they like censoring like content on the games, and now a lot of like for example Japanese IPs are going intentionally to Nintendo and to Steam instead.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, Steam. I feel like Steam is gonna fuck a lot of shit up.
Steam is getting more and more games. They're even getting PlayStation games now.
Yeah, I know.
They're getting PlayStation games. Like I just bought fucking God of War on Steam.
Shit. When I get my new laptop, I might need to make a Steam account. Shit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you should. You should. All right, I'm gonna put these two in the same, the PSP and the Vita. Where would y'all put
Yeah.
that?
PSP and Vita.
Yeah,
Good.
I'm a,
Good.
honestly, you gonna
I'll
say
put.
good?
I'm gonna put Vita and Meh and PSP one and good. That's what I would say. But that's not fair of me because I got the Vita after the fact. You know, after it was like
Dead.
up and coming. Yeah, after it was dead. So like, I don't know if I'm a good critique of that really.
This is all I'm gonna say about the PSP and the Vita. It was before its time.
Yeah, I think
It
so.
was way before its time because for a handheld to produce that much for the graphics, where it was looking like PS2 graphics and shit, I think it was very impressive. I
Yeah, it
like
was impressive.
um um they had Tekken 5 Dark Resurrection on there and it played beautifully. It was like no skips and shit. So
Yeah, they did.
I
They had a lot of good
fuck with
games
it.
on there.
I think honestly, and it had a lot of. I think it had a lot of good games. I just wish it had more love. I want to put
Oh,
it
yo, the Cydia, Final Fantasy, the
in
Yes.
Cydia.
Cydia. Yes,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be
I'm gonna
honest.
give it. I'm gonna give it a. For handheld, it was excellent. It was actually pretty good though. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna front. The first
Thank you,
one,
thank you,
the
because
first one. Like
I
I would
wanted
give
to
it an
put it on
excellent.
the
I'll
best
give it
list.
an excellent
I wanted to
for
put it on there.
portable. Because we got to take consideration. We talking about as a portable. We can't compare a portable to a
Yeah.
console. So yeah. So
Yeah.
as a
This is
portable, it
true.
was excellent.
I just think it was before its time, and
Yeah.
It really was.
so
Now the PS now the Vita, I I can't really honestly I can't really judge that one because I didn't really buy a lot of stuff on it. I know it had better graphics, but how many games did it actually have on it that was exclusive to it?
that's when it was dying. So
That's when it was dying. Yeah. It was backwards compatible, so that was like a good thing about it. But like, how many games did it actually have on it though? I don't even really know the answer to that. I know it had a few
Catherine,
things here and
yeah,
there.
Catherine.
Catherine, you mean talking about that puzzle game?
Yeah, the one, yeah, the
Yeah,
puzzle.
they had Muramasa and the Demon Blade. The little it was like a Odin Sphere. It was like one of those Odin Sphere type of games.
And a lot of Monster Hunter games was really thriving on the PSP, on the Vita. A lot of
Yeah.
the Monster Hunter games, like for most people, it introduced a lot of people to Monster Hunter. So, and honestly, I feel like
Yeah.
Capcom was the only company that really utilizes the Vita on this shit. So, I
Mm.
put it on the good.
Yeah, I put it in the good.
Put it on the good.
Good's
All right.
good.
Okay.
Good's good. Let's see.
I don't know what this is, so I'm gonna just put this
What is
back.
it? What is it?
This right
I
here.
can't. I can't see what it is. I gotta zoom in on it. Yeah.
This right
Hey,
here.
where'd it go?
What's going on?
That is a Sega of some kind.
It look. It look. It
Wait,
look.
which one again, Ray?
It has my mouse on it. It looked like I want to say it looked like a Sega Saturn, but
It's
it do.
not.
Actually, yeah, that is a Sega Saturn.
Wait,
Yep,
then what
that's,
was
So
the other
what?
thing?
So what's that you put in trash then?
that's probably another Sega set. I don't know. It's probably just
It's
different.
You know
probably
what?
it's
I think that's the 3D because there was a Sega Saturn and a Sega 3D.
It might
I
be.
don't know.
I
I
don't
don't
know.
know.
Well, they're both going there. So, Super Nintendo. Super Nintendo.
Master.
Master
Master.
Class.
Master.
Okay. All right. Do we need we say
Move
more?
up. Can you scroll up a little bit to Master? Because I'm trying to see what we put in Master.
Sega Genesis, PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, and the
Oh
Super.
yeah.
I don't.
Uh-huh.
So,
Whew.
Okay.
The option. This is another one. Too many options.
all right.
Let's save Switch for later. Can we save Switch for later?
Okay, I just want to put these shits in trash because we already know these. These are the
I don't
VTech,
even. I
the
don't even know
VTech
what.
shits.
Right. Oh yeah. Obviously.
Obviously, I would just put these in trash. And you
Can
said
we
save
do
the Switch for later. The Wii. You want to do the
let's
regular
do
Wii?
Xbox. Let's do Xbox.
Okay. Xbone or Xbox One.
No. Regular Xbox. We gotta go in
Regular Xbox.
order. We gotta go order.
Okay, order. Okay, all right. So
Order.
this was kind of backwards. All right, we're gonna start with regular Xbox then.
So regular Xbox.
We got to put that in masterclass.
Yeah. They
Because it
started
was,
online. They
yeah,
started
because
online.
they did a lot of.
They had a lot of good little exclusives for Xbox. They had a lot of things that made me jealous. I ain't gonna lie, they had things that made me jealous, and they had like better versions of certain games.
Yeah, I feel like the best thing Xbox had going for it, especially in terms of exclusives, was the Gears of War series.
Yeah. They had
Oh yeah,
Halo
you got a
on
big
the
bang.
original Xbox though. They had Halo. They had a remake of Conker's Bad Fur Day. They had a game that was like trying to rival PlayStation's Shinobi. It was called Otogi and Otogi 2, and that was actually pretty interesting.
Mm-hmm.
They had a Dino Crisis game, a third Dino Crisis game. They had they had some beat 'em up game. They had Bruce Lee, but that was trash. That Bruce Lee game was trash. They should be ashamed of themselves for that
They
one.
also had a Jet
Where
Li game that was kind of trash.
where did the Dynasty Warriors series start? I believe it was with the Xbox.
No, it's off of PlayStation, actually. PlayStation 1, actually.
Yeah, it started with PlayStation
Ooh,
1.
ooh.
On PlayStation 1, it was a fighting game. And
Mm.
then
And
when they
then it
got the
evolved to the beat 'em up style.
yeah. On PlayStation 2, it evolved into that. Because PlayStation 1
Okay,
could not handle all those people on screen at once.
They
true.
did.
Not
Which one
not in
had
3D
99
anyway.
nights? Because I know
Yeah,
that
not
was an
3D.
Xbox exclusive. Which one had 99 nights?
99 Nights was Xbox. That was Xbox 360, actually.
That was 360. I was trying to figure
Yeah.
out which one it is. 99 nights was fire for a
Yeah,
beat
I
'em up.
actually owned that joint. But yeah, Xbox had like well, it had Panzer. It had like a remake of or like a sequel to Panzer Dragoon.
Panzer Dragon,
They had the 3D Abe's Odyssey games.
which was
Mm.
good.
Yeah, they had Stranger's Wrath, which was good, and then they had uh that other joint that was 3D. I can't remember the name of it though. I didn't really like
Psychonauts?
Psychonauts. They had that. Um, I didn't really like what's that fucking game? Blinks the Cat. I didn't really like Blinks the Cat that much.
That game was just weird.
Yeah, but they had that though, so
Xbox had a lot of weird American
hmm
games.
Yeah, it
I think
did.
a lot of weird American Western. I'm gonna just say Western, like Fable and all that shit. A lot of Western game studios really thrived off the Xbox, so you could say that as
You
well.
know, I kind of want to put Xbox in excellent, really.
You
To
know,
be honest
you
with
know
you,
why I will put this in Masterclass, because it was doing something no other system was doing, and that was first of all the online shit. It actually worked very well on the Xbox, but also like you could like basically download your own music and you could play it while you was playing your game. So you can actually play your own music while playing the game. If you was playing sports games like Madden and all that shit, you can
mm,
actually put the game. They actually had an added soundtrack where any type of music you had on your own storage drive, you could play
mm,
that during the game, and I thought that was really good. And plus, one of my
yeah,
favorite racing games is on there. Not Forza, but um, shit, Project Gotham Racing.
yeah, and then it bought the shooter into like the scene really, because shooter games didn't get as popular until Halo. They
Yeah,
were there, and people fucked with them, but they ain't start fucking with them until like to that degree until Halo came out.
and Halo. Yeah, and everybody loved Halo. Halo had like motherfucking tournaments and all that other shit. And then like
hmm
if you watch G4, Halo was everywhere. Like Master Chief and shit was everywhere. If you watch
Yeah,
G4. So I don't know. I would put it in master class. It's a low master class, but it really did start something. So
yeah. So
all right,
yeah, put that there. What we got? We got that
360.
well,
That has to be
360.
there too. 360 has to be in master class. If It's definitely a top 10 system of all time.
Yeah. I agree because I actually think back to my 360 and I had a lot of fucking games on the 360. I had a
And
lot of games on PlayStation as well. I had a lot of games
yeah,
on PlayStation 4 as well. But like I said, they shared games anyway for the most part.
yeah.
But the Xbox 360 did have more exclusives though.
Oh yeah, that's when
For
they
the
was taking.
first time in history,
PlayStation 3's
Xbox had
ass.
more exclusives. Yeah. That was the first and I think the first and the last time Xbox had more exclusives
Right,
than PlayStation. Because usually PlayStation have them beat in exclusives. Like with PlayStation 2 had the most exclusives, I think, in that generation.
right.
But like with PS3 and Xbox 360, Xbox definitely had the most exclusives.
Right. And
So
then
yeah, that could go masterclass. Yeah, that's masterclass
and
right there.
and
That was
honestly,
actually that's yeah. Go ahead, my bad.
my bad. My bad. Honestly, and if you love shooters, you had a 360.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
the
cause
controller was basically
mhm,
made for shooters.
yeah,
Yeah.
because
And all
actually
go
that
ahead.
whole generation was actually a very good generation of games. Actually, like
Yeah.
that generation of games, the PS3, Xbox 360, and the Wii,
Hmm.
that was the generation with the least trash of games. Because you go back on PlayStation 2, and yeah, there was some really great games, but there was a whole lot of trash games too
Oh yeah, it was.
that
It
you
was a
kind of
lot.
had to be that you had kind of had to be careful of buying on the PS3 generation and Xbox 360. Even if you bought a game that wasn't great, it was playable and it was entertaining. There was rare you ran into a game that was unplayable and absolute trash. It was
In the
rare.
in the words of
Mm.
Seamus, banger after banger after banger after banger.
Yeah. Even the games that weren't that popular, they was all right. They was all right games. They were playable games. But you go back on PS1, boy, and you play the wrong fucking game, you gonna be mad. You spend like $50 on the wrong game. Just experimentally buying shit, just trying shit out, and you actually
Mhm.
paid straight up for it. You probably be mad about some of them drinks because some of them drinks was just fucking stupid.
I agree.
Shit.
Yeah. But anyway, let's see what else we got. Cause I do gotta start getting ready to
Xbox,
go to bed.
the Xbox One.
Uh,
Good. I want to put this under meh. I really did because
I
yeah,
actually never touched the Xbox One.
I
I
have one. I have one, but like it's like after fucking Killer Instinct, I didn't fucking touch it anymore. Really.
I'm gonna be
There was
honest.
nothing.
I
Nobody cares anymore.
I was the same way. If you
And then they had that
all
Gears game, but after
yeah,
that, I had a PC, and the PC had all those games on it. So I was like, don't need that.
Xbox had no exclusives. The Xbox One had no barely any exclusives, and most of the games you can get them on PC. So it's just like, what was the point? And their best game was a Killer Instinct or
Damn.
Forza. It was like Killer Instinct, Forza, 2K, or Call of Duty.
Yeah, and you can play that on
On the
PS4.
PlayStation
Yeah,
or or PC.
I mean now
Yep.
you can there's other shooters like Apex and Fortnite and PUBG, and that's what basically started at that end of the cycle. That's when them games started thriving and shit. But obviously, you can get that on the PS4 and you can get
Yeah.
that on the PC as well. And this is
X.
where it's just like it was falling off on exclusives and shit. Now they had
Yeah.
some exclusives that was really good, but
They were the same old stuff. It was like Gears of War, Halo, Killer Instinct was one. Help me out here.
yeah, I'm with you. But my thing was it was trying to be more than what it was as a gaming system. So they try to
Mm.
feed you off of, oh, you can play Netflix on here, and it's just like,
Yeah, all that little non-gamer shit. I'm like, nigga, they get a smart TV for all that shit.
yeah, it was really trying to be a smart TV and shit. And then the whole Connect shit with the Xbox turn on and this shit is always watching you and people didn't like that shit. It was just
Yeah.
it was bad. And then they got rid of it.
To be fair, your smart TV is watching you too. It's listening, watching. I mean,
You're right.
your laptop is watching you with your camera,
Yeah.
with the little camera thing. You got to put a piece of tape over that bitch.
Yeah, I know. That's why I got me a
Yeah,
dumb TV.
yeah.
I keep a dumb TV.
So I mean, that for me, I that's not really neither here nor there.
So yeah,
Just yeah, but anyway, yeah.
I'm putting that in there. And Xbox Series S.
Even worse.
Damn.
Now. The Xbox Series X or whatever, Xbox Series X probably does have better graphics than PS5. But they got no fucking exclusive, so what fucking difference does it make?
Exactly.
But something else to consider is that it's backwards compatible as fuck. Even back to Xbox 360 games, some of them, a good portion of Xbox 360 games you can play, and they are upscaled to modern resolutions and frame rates, and even some texture updates. Like Sonic Generations actually has 4K texture updates, plays in 4K, looks shiny and pretty as hell, and runs at high frame rates. And same thing with Ninja Gaiden Black and some of the other Ninja Gaiden, like Ninja Gaiden 2 Razor's Edge. No, Ninja Gaiden 2, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so and some other games too. So
So
that's an incentive to buy, but that doesn't make it better than anything though.
You
It
know
just
what
means
disappointed? You know what disappointed me about the Xbox in general?
What?
That I like PlayStation when they telling people when they started remaking Final Fantasy VII, and
Hmm.
PlayStation had like a year to a year hold before you could get it on Xbox or any other system, and
Hmm.
yet it's still I still have not seen it for the Xbox Final Fantasy VII, at least for the Xbox One or the Xbox Series S or any other system. Yes, for the PC, but not even for the damn Xbox. I still have not
Because
seen it.
that's actually a Sony game, really.
Right.
Final Fantasy.
It's a game that Sony kind of helped produce, and like remember I was talking about the censorship with Sony.
Yeah,
That's pretty much the reason why they kind of like altered Tifa a little bit. I like how they did it was slick, was they still got her looking good, and they actually got her kind of looking better than she previously looked because they add the little leggings and stuff to kind of like not the leggings, but they add the little the above the knee socks and shit, the thigh
hmm
high socks.
yeah.
Gave her a little extra design to it. But yeah, that came along because of the Sony censorship stuff. So Sony has their hands in that game a little bit, so they're not going to give it to Xbox. They give it to Steam and shit and PC because they doing that anyway. I think they're trying to expand and get more people playing their games, but they still not giving certain games to Xbox. Like they gave fucking like I said they gave God of War to PC, but they definitely not gonna give it to Xbox just because it went to
Hey,
PC.
what's the one with Noctis? Final Fantasy 15. They gave us that.
Yeah, but that one's not Sony don't have their hands in that one. That's just Square. That's all Square.
Okay. So that's. Imagine me like a Final Fantasy 7 fan. This is where I had nothing but an Xbox. And I was like, oh, they're gonna port it to Xbox soon, and it seems like it never fucking did. Now that you say that, I understand why. But I
Yeah.
was okay. In that case, I'm gonna just put it in good, but I'm gonna put it like right here.
Yeah. I mean, like there's reason to get. Like I said, if you want to go back to those old Xbox 360 games and you want to do it in style, there you go. And like I said, most like with the PS3 era, most games are shared with the exception of Sony's exclusives. But
Mhm.
most games are cross-platform. So it's like you still play most of the same games, really. It's just games that Sony put their hands in, you can't really get. But other than that, you can get most games.
Now, I will say this: the Xbox One Series S, at least their controller is better for fighting games. So I can actually play a fighting game on the Xbox.
I don't really agree with that
I
personally.
I'm gonna be honest with you, okay? Because I would rather like when I was playing five of the Street Fighter Five, and I
Hmm.
had the choice to either the PS5 controller and the Xbox Series controller.
Hmm.
I said, give me the Xbox Series controller because that
Yeah.
PS5 controller is so bad for fighting games. And
Maybe. I guess. I do play more. I do play more with the. I play with both on my PC, but
uh-huh.
I could personally go either or. But I kind of gotten used to the Xbox one a little bit more because that works. That works the most with PC. Like the PC is actually built in mind. Like how they built the current Windows is built with the Xbox controller in mind. So that's the go-to controller. So I gotten used to it. So yeah, I could kind of agree with that. But I could really I could do either or.
Only reason I say that because I'm a pad player and like comfortability matters. So
Yeah.
and like even though I had like this thing called a Hori Fighting Commander, and it basically looked like a Sega Saturn controller,
Hmm.
basically, but it had all six buttons on the face layout
Yeah.
and shit, so it worked well for me. But when I had to play Killer Instinct, I had to play it on the Xbox One controller, and it was just
Oh
like
yeah.
it wasn't that bad that I got used to it. But the Series X they improved on some shit where it's just like I can actually play because my nephew ended up getting one, and I was like, oh wow, I can actually like really play Killer Instinct on this controller without like feeling like I'm at a disadvantage and shit. And
Yep.
that's that's all I'm going to say about that. Um,
Let's get to
let's.
these last
I was about to say we
Nintendos.
get the last Nintendo, so let's start with the Wii.
Yeah.
I call
Oh my
that
God.
I call that a master.
Let
The
me
Wii is a
tell you about
masterclass.
the exclusives. Isn't
The
yo
uniqueness of it for one.
the exclusives be so good for Nintendo a lot of times it'd be enough for you to just be like, yeah, this I'm gonna remember this for the rest of my life.
Ah,
That's how good Nintendo's exclusives be. You'd be like, I'm gonna remember these exclusives for the rest of my life for the most part.
right.
So it's like, yeah, yeah.
You put it. So you will put it in masterclass.
I would put the Switch in Masterclass because the Switch has been around for like 5 years almost,
Damn.
and they got banger. Even more
Mhm.
so, I would argue even more so than the Wii. So
See,
yeah.
the Wii, and I'm only saying, I'm not even a graphics whore, but there was some times where I don't want to. There was games I didn't want to play on the Wii.
Oh yeah, it was exclusives only.
It was exclusive on, and I
But
had a
that's Nintendo these days. Period. Like the last time Nintendo had impressive graphics,
graphics was GameCube.
that was the last time Nintendo had impressive graphics. From the Wii up, there was no reason unless you're talking about like the Wii U because it came out after the PS3
Mm-hmm.
and there wasn't anything. It came out after the PS3. There was no situation where you would buy like fucking like I guess what's a game that's multi-platform. There was no reason to buy
Call of Duty Black Ops. That because that's
Call of Duty or some shit
yeah
on
on the
the
Wii.
Wii or on any Nintendo system. Honestly, even I'm gonna be straight. I'm gonna be straight up with you. Like even when it comes to like the Switch, I buy Switch for the exclusives. I don't like. I got PC and stuff, and like when it's like a big title coming out, like for example, Dragon Ball. What was that Dragon Ball? Dragon Ball
Fighters.
Kakarot.
Oh, Dragon
Dragon
Ball Cat.
Ball Dragon Ball Kakarot. I
Mm-hmm.
ain't get no fucking Dragon Ball Kakarot on the Switch. I got Dragon Ball Kakarot on PC because I knew it was going to be probably the most updatable and graphically advanced version. And even if I didn't have a PC, I would have got it on PlayStation 4 or something like that.
See,
And that's just how it's been for Nintendo for a minute. But go ahead.
I would put it to me. I would put it in excellent because of the third party shit. And I'm not even a graphics whore, but like I said, it's like because like all the first party games like Mario Galaxy, Mario Galaxy 2, I'm like the only person
Classics.
and I'm like the only person that like Metroid Other M.
I actually did I like that too.
Other M was really good.
There
I
was
liked it.
If you know some of the friends, they hate Other M.
People they was complaining about the fucking plot, but when did you play Metroid for the plot particularly though? Like in most Metroid games, the plot is like something that you read on a little panel because it's something that you scanned. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
On the wall, or it's like an implied plot. There's no real words to it. It's like a little cutscene. Something's happening. Like for example, the little bio Samus, the little Echo Samus was walking through the little hallway, and it was like looking for you, trying to kill you and shit, and looking ominous. But it wasn't an actual story though, you know.
Yeah.
Right.
The way they did that, you know, plot wise, you know, somewhat story wise, well, it fit in well, and it was a good game. It was unique. Now, I will say it wasn't as good as the Primes, but it was still good.
The gameplay is what's more important on the video game. Like we come in at games like they fucking supposed to be movies these days.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Gameplay wise, all three Primes have M beat. Sorry.
Yeah.
And trust me, when I had my Wii, I had fun on my Wii. And then in my opinion, the Wii Pro Controller, one of the best controllers to have.
Yeah, it was a good controller.
It has one of the best
especially.
And then when I had Tatsunoko
versus Capcom.
Tatsunoko versus Capcom, which by the way, fire game and very underrated. It is a very functional game. That D-pad,
they would have did better. They would have did better. They would have did better. They had Speed Racer on it.
You're right. If it had names that people recognize, because it's just like
Evangelion, because that's Tatsunoko too. They could have had Evangelion, and people would have nuts.
They really could have.
That's actually that's a game I want to see them. You know how certain games have been ported over from like their past Nintendo systems to the Switch. That's one I want to see get ported to the Switch
with more characters.
Yes, or just like a part.
I just want them to make a sequel.
Yeah,
they can have because they can have the same system, but I wanted a sequel, like the Samurai Pizza Cats and all that other shit. I want this.
Is that Tatsunoko?
Yeah, because I seen a lot of people was like, "Oh, they needed Samurai Pizza Cats," and I was like, "Yeah."
And they've came out with new Tatsunoko animes since then. Like they got a new generation of Gotcha Man. They got they had Casher and Sin since then, which had more characters on it. You remember Casher and Sins?
I watched that when it was on Tsunami.
Yeah, and a lot of people like tuned in to watch Casher because of Tatsunoko versus Capcom. Matter of fact, Clarence actually put me on Casher.
Yeah, I was watching that. Why was I watching that? I think I was watching that because my cousin. That's why I was watching that. But yeah,
I liked Ipatsu Man. I don't know, because he just carried around a bat, and I thought he was really cool.
And they had like Yada Man. They had like
Yada Man.
They had continuous Yada Man animes, and then they had a live action movie. So yeah, they got a lot of material that they could work with to make a sequel. But
yeah. So it was like, and I will say this: as far as the Wii did, it innovated a lot of things, like the motion graphics, the Wii Fit stuff, the Just Dance, the Michael Jacksons, and all that stuff. So I can see why you put it in Masterclass. I'd put it in excellent, but just because of the third party shit.
Yeah, they bought Donkey Kong back too on that joint.
Yeah, and Donkey Kong, and that was a great Donkey Kong platform.
Returns, yeah.
So
they bought Samus back. They bought they had two good Mario games.
Yeah, Mario Galaxy 1 and 2.
Like it's rare that you get two
Yeah.
platform. It was rare that you get two Mario platformers on one system. Honestly,
Yeah.
New Super Mario Brothers was good. They had they ain't have Star Fox. That was one system they didn't have Star Fox on.
No.
Yeah.
But they did have Samus. So what else they had? They had a lot of stuff. Like that, I had a lot of shit on the fucking Wii U. I can't. They had like Resident Evil 4 with motion controls. That was actually pretty dope.
And Twilight Princess. And
Twilight
forgot,
Princess came out. That was like the definitive version of Twilight Princess.
yeah, and Skyward Sword. It was that and Skyward Sword.
Oh yeah, Skyward Sword. Yep.
So, like, if you want to say Masterclass, I will put it in Masterclass. I just think it's a very high excellent.
Yeah, I think it's a high
But it sold a lot. And Wii Sports is still like it got old people, even people that didn't like play video games to play video games. So
Oh yeah, they had like they had Muramasa and the Demon Blade on there. They had Budokai Tenkaichi 3 on there too.
it did.
Yes. To me, that's the
Yep.
best like Dragon Ball game ever.
And it was widescreen, unlike the other joints. So if you had a widescreen TV, that's probably the better
And
version
some
to
of
play.
the Naruto fighting games on there too. I forgot which one was it. It's not Ninja Storm. It was the other one.
I know what you're talking about, but it was made by that was actually made by the team that made the Bloody Roar games. Actually made those games.
That's probably why I like it so much.
Yeah.
Was my guy. Neji was my guy. But okay. So where would y'all put it? Masterclass. I leave it together.
I actually want to put it on excellent. I don't know if I want to put it on masterclass, but I mean, some might say it was innovative, but like from like a from like I say it was excellent. I won't really say it was masterclass though.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and put this in high excellent. Oh,
I must save that for the Switch.
okay.
I ain't gonna lie. I already know I'm gonna put Switch on the masterclass because it got
Wii U.
shit.
What about the Wii U?
Wii U had potential. Wii U had potential, but it was
Wii
it was cut short. It gets a good. It gets a good.
The thing that saved it was the fact that it was backwards compatible.
Yeah. It was very, very backwards compatible.
Mm-hmm.
Like you could literally put in your fucking Wii games and it will work.
I still had like my whole library of like the older games that I had downloaded while I had my Wii on the Wii U. Like I carried all of that over.
Yeah.
Like
yeah. And you could download like older. You could I have Donkey Kong 64 on my Wii U still.
Okay.
Like you could go back. Like they had like you can go individually. See, now you gotta pay a subscription to play those games, and you gotta keep the subscription. The subscription is actually getting kind of expensive. But on the Wii U, you could buy the games individually. So if you wanted to buy Donkey Kong 64, give them $9. You got Donkey Kong 64. You could even buy like Wii games individually on there and download them.
Which a lot of people did too.
hmm And then they had the Hyrule Warriors, which was a fucking excellent. That was a fucking excellent idea.
You played that to death.
I played that joint to death. Yeah,
I ended up getting that when it got ported to the Switch. My son has it now while I've been playing Age of Calamity.
Yeah. And then they had like the Super Mario Bros. 3D World, which was good. That was actually excellent multiplayer experience. It's like playing like the old Mario games, but in 3D. It was like a more arcade. It's a more arcadey experience, but it was fun though.
I completed that game in a week. Like completed it in a week.
It wasn't that hard. The new one, the one on the one on Wii on the Switch version is harder.
The Switch version is harder.
They increased the difficulty a little bit, and they increased the speed. Like you can run and move a lot faster on that one.
Oh, okay. Because I remember I liked 3D World, but I remember I was like, damn, I kind of like breezed through the fuck out of this. So.
On the Switch, I like the new edition they added to that with Bowser's Fury. That's actually really fun.
Yeah, that is the little open area.
Yeah.
Right. All
Yeah.
right. So where would y'all put this? I would put this. I would say good or meh.
Good.
I'll say it was good. It was good. It had potential. It had some nice games on it and stuff.
I'll put this right here.
They even had some better versions of last gen games. Like they had that's when Ninja Gaiden 3 actually became good because on PlayStation was it 3? On PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360 they fucked up Ninja Gaiden 3. But the Wii U's version actually totally redeemed that game and yeah, with the Razor's Edge version. And now the game is actually pretty good.
Okay. All right. And the last game on here is obviously the Nintendo Switch. Where y'all put
Nintendo
that?
Switch gets Master Class. Master Class.
You're giving it
I
the Master
still
Class?
I still got games I need to buy for the Switch that I haven't got around to buying yet.
Facts.
But all the games I got on my Switch is good. They got fucking 3D Kirby.
Kirby
They
and the
got
Forgotten Lands of Fire. I have that.
yeah, they got 3D Kirby. They got Mario fucking Odyssey, which is a great fucking idea to have an open zone, huge map Mario game. That was fucking an excellent idea. A little easy though,
Yeah,
but
Odyssey was
yeah,
dope. Odyssey was cool.
yeah. They had they got
Motherfucking Breath of the Wild. Motherfucking Legend of Zelda
bruh,
Breath of the Wild. Dog.
which was also on the Wii U as well, but the Switch version is the superior version. So yeah,
Yes, yes, yes.
Breath of the Wild, fucking great idea. Could use some improvements on ideas, but we'll get that soon enough. Cause I like the dungeons. The mini dungeons were too cut and paste. For that was the only critique I really had on it.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, great game.
Okay. You got
Uh,
anything to say about it, Dion? I don't have a Switch, so but I seen the line. I did play Mario Odyssey because when I was at AI, someone he was just like, "I got the game. I'll let you play it." And after I was done with my schoolwork, I sat down and played Odyssey. I fucking loved Odyssey.
Odyssey was
Donkey
amazing.
Odyssey was fucking great. So I agree with that. Then you had
Donkey
Smash, Ultimate.
hmm
Ultimate, which everyone is here. Yeah, I mean, like it's like
Everyone is here.
Ooh.
that was like the shit. And they got a lot more third party support than they did on the Wii U because they
hmm
fixed up other engine. Hyrule Warriors 2 and Hyrule Warriors 1 was put on there, and they're both really good
Yeah.
games.
As
They
I said,
got
Age of Calamity is a prequel of Breath of the Wild, story
yeah,
wise.
they bring over a lot of they bring over a lot of Wii U games because a lot of those Wii U games was actually good. Was actually good and good ideas. They didn't get the time of day because a lot of people didn't buy the console.
Which
The resurgence that
I was
Mario Kart
smart.
8 made was fucking wow.
Which was
Yeah, because
smart.
Mario Kart 8, I actually think like it was one of the better Mario Kart games if you really think about it.
Oh yeah,
If you if
And,
you take
it's
this,
to the point
yeah,
now there's more DLC coming out over literally the next like um
couple
what's
months.
it? No,
that joint
couple of
got
years.
that game got stupid content.
It
When I
does.
say stupid content, I mean it has like a whole lot of fucking content.
It does. And a lot of their maps they're downloaded from the mobile game. I don't know if
Mhm.
anybody remember from the mobile
Not,
game we had.
the mobile game and the arcade joints too.
Yeah,
They got a
and
remake of the original Xenoblade on there.
right. So uh,
Animal Crossing ain't my shit, but that joint did gangbusters. It ain't my thing, but it did gangbusters. They got Xenoblade. Was it like 2? They got 3 now. They got Skyward Sword remaster.
hmm
They about to come out with a new Metroid game at some point.
hmm
Metroid. What was that joint? That new one. That new set. They got a Metroid game on there now.
Metroid Dread. Metroid Dread.
Prime.
Metroid Dread. No,
It's
Dread Prime.
But
Yeah,
they
the
coming
Dread.
in a new Metroid Prime.
Yeah,
Yeah,
later.
they're supposed to be making a Prime 4.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, are y'all happy with this list?
I want to mention 2 systems that I was hoping was going to get put on here that I wanted to talk about. So we have Super Nintendo. We don't have the NES that came before that on here.
Yeah, the original NES. Yeah, we don't have that.
Actually, this is it right here.
Oh, well.
That's not the version I remember.
Japanese version. That's what.
Okay.
Oh, the Famicom.
I had the gray one.
Yeah, the Famicom.
There's 2 versions. Just like
they the same thing. They play the same games. So that's Masterclass right there. I think that's Masterclass. We got Mario Bros. 1, 2, 3.
Mm-hmm.
We got fucking Kirby in Dreamland or Kirby's Dreamland, which was fucking excellent. That was an excellent fucking game in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
You had the arcade version of Ninja Turtles. They tried to port that on there. It came out decent. They had it wasn't as good as the arcade game, of course, because it's the NES. But it did its thing.
Even though I hate that damn dog.
Laughing your ass out.
I hate him.
I was so happy when they put that motherfucker on Smash Brothers. For 1, because of the nostalgia. 2, because he's one of the few Nintendo characters that they actually added in the game. Everybody else is like third party shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to beat his ass for laughing at me. Yeah, for laughing at me all the time. You think it's funny, huh? Don't you? You think it's funny?
And one console that didn't get put on here that had potential, but ended up just becoming an absolute waste. The Virtual Boy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
Virtual reality.
God.
I had to put that in.
That giant was just built bad.
And
when they say she badly built.
I know the actual history of that console, like why it ended up like coming out the way it did. Oh man, it's Nintendo's one true fuck up.
That's Nintendo's one true fuck up. That and the Wii U, that's like the second fuck up.
They didn't bleed as bad from their mistakes with the Wii U as they did with the Virtual Boy.
No, yeah, Wii U had some success with it, but yeah, Virtual Boy, that barely saw the light of day.
Virtual Boy, okay, where to start? What was wrong with that? The version we got here in the States was completely just incomplete and fucked compared to the one that was available in Japan. We got maybe 30% of the actual game library at best here in the States. And out of that library, 3 of those games were actually good. Four, if you want to include the one Wario joint that they had.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Like I saw like the little advertisement on TV of Wario back in the day.
Because I had, let me see, I had the original Mario Tennis on that before it ever came to the 64. I had Mario Clash on there. I had Red Alarm and Galactic Pinball. So I had 4 of those games. One of which I stopped playing, which was the tennis one.
Shit, that shit hurt your eyes after a while. Just see nothing.
Yeah.
Hey, you didn't put the Oculus.
It wasn't there for some reason. None of the VR shit was there in that list. So
because the Oculus is actually a system in itself, and they got some pretty nice little games on there. But the kicker is that you can use the Oculus on PC and use it for like Steam and shit too, though.
Ooh.
So not only is it a system in its own right, it's an extension to like Steam and other little platforms, but mostly Steam though. Steam is the most compatible with it.
Okay. I take your word for it. That's it. All right. So I know it's late, so I'm gonna go ahead. We gonna get to our final thoughts. I'm gonna start with you, Shining Wolf. So
Man, such a rich history of gaming, I swear. I hope that I kind of hope that Xbox gets their shit together though, because PlayStation definitely needs like competition. And I don't think that they see Steam as competition because now they're trying to get in on it. You know what I mean?
yeah,
But we need competition in order to keep people in line and keep them giving us good service. And Xbox is not giving them good competition right now. I don't think so anyway. What do you think on that?
Xbox needs some exclusive games. I mean, like the last Xbox show, that it was like, okay, they got some exclusive games, but it's just like if I could get them on PC, why bother getting the Xbox?
Right, because
And that's their problem.
I guess they don't care, but I think they should care because what's the incentive to buy your box if you could just get a computer? But their box is cheaper though, and it's like plug and play. You don't got to worry about dealing with a lot of the issues that you deal with a PC with, because PC sometimes that shit take maintenance, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It take maintenance, especially if you're dealing with Windows. It's open source, so you might download a lot of bugs and glitches, and things get moved out of place, and you have errors and stuff. So I can get why some people just want a console, but at the same time, a lot of people was getting into PC because PC actually is beginning to have like a lot of like fan games and indie games that are actually pretty good. So a lot of people are getting into those now. And you don't got to pay for online service either. So
Right.
a lot of people go on to PC, especially streamers.
Especially like when like the small streamers they start getting popular and they start making money and shit. The
Yeah.
first thing they do, they get a PC. Shout out to
So,
my
so,
Shout out to my girl Kimmy, that she used to play Apex and she plays Genshin Impact now. She started
yeah.
like streaming on the PlayStation and then was PS4 streaming Apex and shit. And then when she
Mm,
got popping, she got real popping. She's on PC now. Still play
yeah.
Genshin, but like you can tell the transition from there. She went from PS4 to Genshin when she got popping.
But yeah,
PC.
I'm like, other than the Xbox 360 and the Xbox original backward compatibility, there's not a lot of incentive to get one.
I agree.
But they did make PlayStation think about getting a way to put their old games up there too, their PS2 and PS3 games up there too, though. So, like I said, fucking competition is better. Makes everybody want to be better and
right.
make their services worth your while. So I need them to step up because Sony kind of getting out of pocket a little bit. They getting a little bit out of pocket a little bit these days.
Them niggas increased their PlayStation prices. I said,
They
oh,
increased it because they trying to give you that service like Xbox does. But Xbox, it's a it's a service, but that service is cheap though. Like I got the Xbox thing. I got it for like what
the Game
10
Pass
15.
is
The Game Pass I got it for like $10 $15 a month. And that's the ultra joint. That's the ultra package.
Mm.
The ultimate package. Where you get to play in PC, mobile phone, and console. And that's like $15. How much is PlayStation is one? Because I ain't get that yet.
60.
Yeah.
Oh fuck no.
It's
Oh
it's like 60, 100, and then I don't know. There's Their shit is expensive. I'm not even gonna front for you. And it's for a
Yeah.
whole year, but it's just like which version you want.
Yeah. Can you
I'm
just pay
doing
monthly?
just
You can pay monthly, and I'm pretty sure it's cheaper that way. Cause
No,
like
it's
Yeah.
not. It's not. It's better to pay for the year.
yeah, but that's the same thing with the Xbox and the motherfucking the Xbox and the Game Pass too. Like most people just pay for the year and just get it over with.
Yeah.
So it's expensive. It's not even gonna lie to you.
Mm.
But
Yeah.
it's like with that you get a lot of their games because PlayStation's now doing their version of Game Pass now, so they got a whole library of games that you can just get for free and shit. So, anyways, all I want to do is just probably play fighting games because there's some fighting games. Because, like I said, I'm a fighting game connoisseur, so it's like most of the time I just want to play fighting games.
I'm a connoisseur of sorts.
Yeah. Um. Is that it? Is that it, Shiny Wolf?
Yeah. I think so. Anybody else got anything?
I was about to say Dion is on you.
Shit, Gucci over here.
All right, he's Gucci over there. All right. My final thoughts is look out for the homies.
Yo, look out for the homies because they trying to niggas trying to bring that shit back. Apparently, they the motherfuckers like nah. They motherfuckers making heroes out of them motherfuckers. I was like, God damn, y'all trying to make heroes out of slave traders, nigga. I thought we was so triggered and anti-slavery, and anytime someone bring it up, we get triggered and shit. But apparently, if it's a black woman that's doing it, it's okay. We are really simping out here. We simping hard.
Damn.
We putting the poom poom on the major pedestal anytime we doing that. That's wild right there.
Just damn. It's bad. It's that bad.
It's that bad. I know we want black girl magic and we want to see more black people on screen, but there's so many African stories you could have told, or you could have told the story of the homies, but you ain't have to cap. You ain't have to cap about it though.
Or Mansa Musa.
Yeah. I don't mind people learning about the homie because I'm glad I got an opportunity to learn about it because I ain't learned about it until people started making me hip and saying the motherfuckers was like the kings of slave trade and of trading black people to the Arabs and the Europeans. And I was like, oh shit, yeah, I gotta do some homework on that. I did my homework.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit. Like I'm glad it happened because it made me aware of it. But like I don't have a problem with them telling that story on Hollywood, but I got a problem with it trying to make heroes out of the people that did it though. That's my issue right there.
All right.
Make the movie, but let's not idolize these people like that though. Cause they were ruthless.
Yeah. So, which leads to my next point. I hope with this, besides the Black Panther, I hope we make more movies where like the black man is not emasculated.
Oh, that ain't gonna happen. They're trying to emasculate all men. You can forget about that, bro.
Yo, it's like
It's not even
look,
just black men. They trying to do it all men.
they don't have to be fucking 80s fucking action heroes. That's not what I'm asking for. Even though
I'm asking for 80s action heroes. Fuck that. I'm asking for 80s action heroes. Those were the GOAT.
don't get me wrong, I like the 80s action heroes, but it's just like I would like at least, a hero that I can look at and say, yo, that dude did his thing and all that shit.
Mhm.
So if it has to be an 80s action hero, so be it. But it doesn't have to go that far with me. Just a dude where I could be like, I like him. I like this dude. Hell, if I could get Django again on fucking the screen, like a sequel with Django and shit, because I like Django the movie.
Yeah,
That'd
yeah,
be cool with me. Or like another black western, like The Harder They Fall. That shit was
yeah,
cool. I would
yeah.
like to see it.
Like I think like anime, they got it right with the hero. The hero, the heroes are not overly masculine, but they masculine enough. They have like emotion, but they don't make them too little bitch though either though, or like an idiot though. Except for Goku, they have made Goku into an idiot a little bit though. More so than he was on Z. Because on Z, he was actually kind of competent in a lot of things. He wasn't really like a
Yeah.
scholar or anything like that, but when it came to fighting, he was dead serious. And you could see the genius behind his how he was fighting, his fighting technique and tactics. On
Is
Super,
that
they got him. On Super, they got him kind of like
he's a fucking idiot. He's a fucking idiot.
all the time. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, why did they make him an idiot? It's like
And
I can
it's like he's
understand
winging
him
it.
being a simple country bumpkin because he never really went to school, but you
Yeah,
ain't had
yeah,
to make him a fucking idiot. I was like,
yeah,
God,
yeah.
yeah.
But like, have y'all seen the Cyberpunk joint? This Cyberpunk joint, people love it. People loving this Cyberpunk joint. I actually watched it.
I
It's
haven't
pretty
watched it.
fucking good.
I haven't
Like
watched it
the
yet, but I've heard good things about it.
like it's exactly what I'm talking about. The protagonist, he has issues, but he's likable, and you kind of understand where he's coming from with things. He's not perfect, but he's badass in his own right though, and he's not an idiot. And the female characters are not insufferable. They're good. Like the female characters on Cyberpunk 2077, I actually like them more than I like the protagonists, honestly. So people be talking about, oh, it's because you're sexist and all that shit. All right, no, you just writing these female characters like a bunch like they're fucking assholes, or they're just not compelling good characters. But each one of the female protagonists on Cyberpunk 2077, I like all three of them. All three of them. And the two in particular I like better than I like the actual protagonists, the male protagonists of the show. They
Which is
stand
why
out more.
I always said good writing will trump a lot of things. If you just write it
Yeah.
good.
It's not
Yeah.
even like it don't even be really about sex. I like since I was a young lad, I've been reading comic books and playing video games and even watching movies and anime that had female protagonists in it. And it never bothered me. As a matter of fact, I actually like watching them, to be honest with you. Tomb Raider.
I was about to say people love Laura Croft.
Samus and half the time you don't even see Samus's body, so you can't claim male gaze on that joint like that for real.
All right. The original Metro game, you didn't even know that was a female until the end of the game.
Right.
Exactly. And then
And
after
she,
you knew it, it's like still that's my I like that motherfucker right there.
you know what's funny? And I could guess we could just end it on here. Like I
Hmm.
think about the feminist frequency, and it's just like, what did Anita Sarkeesian want?
She want what they got right now. They're trying to masculinize women, feminize men, and have it to where like men just don't like. She try and fit like a certain feminist postmodernist narrative in a nutshell, pretty much.
Not selling though, and that's what I tell people. It's
Yeah,
not.
it's not.
Live streaming is on.
Yeah, like I was saying, and none of that is really selling. So it's just like, I don't want to say get woke or go broke, but obviously,
But they're not going broke because it's got these like actually Warner Brothers is having issues. Disney got so much money that they could just kind of like splurge money on failed projects. And then they have the Marvel shield to where it's like people want to see these shows because it might be tied into a movie somewhere or like a final event like the Infinity War or like the Secret Invasion and shit like that.
Oh yeah, all that shit's connected.
And Infinity War, Secret Wars, Infinity Wars, all that stuff. So people will watch that stuff like regardless. Like people didn't really give a shit about Miss Marvel, and not Miss Marvel, my bad, Captain Marvel, and people still don't really give that much of a shit about Captain Marvel. They just defend her just to defend her because woman, pretty much.
All right.
But people don't care about her. They never had, even when she was actually somewhat likable back in the day when she was wearing that black and gold outfit,
mm-hmm.
and there wasn't this narrative going around like that. Where they gotta be like stoic, straight faced chick. Um, people didn't dislike her, but they didn't necessarily like her either. You know what I mean?
Right.
They didn't dislike her like they do now, but they didn't necessarily like her either. She was a character that never really sold, but they pushing it just to push it because they can afford to. Now with Warner Brothers is actually cutting back on a lot of that stuff because I don't think they can afford to have all these failed projects.
Oh yeah. You was here when we was talking about like some of the projects they cut, right?
Yeah, I was there.
Okay, so I see your point on that one because they cut a lot of projects that people was kind of excited for, and then people was like, "Oh, I'm glad they're not doing that." So
I kind of want to see that Scooby Doo movie though, but they cut that though. So
I said the same thing about the Urkel shit. It's like the Urkel Christmas.
Urkel.
Yeah, Urkel had like a Christmas special or some shit like that. I was like, "Oh shit."
Mm-hmm.
And I was
Yeah.
like, if this turns into an Urkel cartoon, I'm like, this could work.
Mm-hmm.
And that way, Jalil White doesn't have to get in fucking. He can just do voice acting. He doesn't have to get in character.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so I can hear y'all yawning, and it is like 1:30 in the morning. So I'm gonna go ahead and end it here. I would like to thank the panel for getting on the stream once again. I'd like to thank all y'all listening to hear us talk our shit again. This is You Know What, Let Me Just Say podcast, and we're signing out. Peace.
All right.